Okay, and the stream should be live. Just opened up. This is the first round of the... That's not right. This is the first battle of the third round of the 4th AI fleet building tournament. It will be...
Don't forget to link the YouTube!
Oh, yes, Dizzy is here as well. So, the first round will be Night Chase with the Disassemble, Reassemble, and the Arsenal expansion. And he will be fighting in the first round against the Remnants, who we have not seen yet. Evening, Hrothgard. Alright. And, hi, Nutella.
Yeah, I'm not real with that, Nemo.
Hey, Nemo. Alright, yeah, we should wait a little bit for people to join, just start it up a bit. So let's go through the build and see what they have.
Have you linked the YouTube?
I have not linked the YouTube channel. That is a good point, and I should do that. I actually have no idea what my YouTube channel is. I just always go through the dashboard to see it.
You don't know what your YouTube channel is?
I was not paying attention. I have not used the... I just open up the stream with it and have the chat linked. I've never actually advertised my YouTube channel.
You don't have to, but it's got to get uploaded somewhere, you know?
I know.
The recording.
No, I agree with you. I'm just looking right now. Bringing it up now. Sorry about that.
I should be studying for an exam, but I'm here instead. Do.
Yeah, I should probably... There it is. Got it. Yeah, and I am posting the YouTube on Discord now as well. There is the YouTube version of it.
Cool.
So we are all set now. And they have their flagship, I believe, is the Vendetta class ace battleship here with a bunch of the salamanders and the maulers.
Yep, that's the capital.
Alright, and then they have...
Very slow, very boomy.
Yeah, kind of a pain to get into the fight. Beyond that, they have... What are these? These have a bunch of artillery swarmers, mini flat cannons, and a heavy mauler. Followed by a bunch of longbow kinetic bomber wings. A bunch more ships with more artillery swarmers, so this is just a even more missile spam than the previous versions, and a couple griffins. With more artillery swarmers, and some pillar LRMs. Right, and finally, a bunch of the Seraphim-class destroyers with the Judgment launchers and more LRMs. Right, so... Start this, make sure everything is deploying. And let's see, Night Chase's Armada face the Derelicts.
It's like 25 ships. Decently close for budget, only 5,600.
Yeah.
5,600. That's how words work.
Yeah. Is it a change in the third version compared to the previous ones where there are now 4 points? Because I thought the last ones there was only 1 point in the middle everyone was fighting over.
If there's 4 points, that's, well, like in each of the nebulas?
Yep. There's 1 point in each of the nebulas, and there's capture orders on... I've previously seen capture orders on all of them, but I'm only seeing it on 2 now. Assuming it'll try to capture the other ones afterwards. So, artillery swarmers have started.
But yeah, for the first round there was 1 objective, for the second round there was 3.
Okay, now there's the 4 to make it all even.
Mm-hmm.
But the Remnants, to deal with the missile swarms, have a bunch of fighters which are all equipped with burst PD lasers. It's going to make it a lot harder for the missile spam to get through. But it looks like there's just enough missile spam that it won't matter. And the first Lumen class will fall in about a second.
Got nailed by that fast missile. I think that's off one of the missile destroyers.
Yep, that's the Judgment Spire launcher. I believe that's a kinetic weapon. There's another one coming in now, and it overloaded it. Let's find out. Yeah, that's a kinetic weapon.
Oops, Tart forgot to change the background. Oh no, we're using the same background.
Has the background been changing?
I guess.
Oh, actually,
I didn't
this
notice.
looks like it's not in the pestive areas. The Retribution class up in front was tanking a lot. Some of its armor was shredded, but mostly it just took some EMP damage and had some weapons disabled.
Yeah, it looks worse than it is.
Yeah. We do have to keep in mind that the, what are these? The Fulgent classes do have Reaper launchers built into them from the Remnants, so they have a lot of pressure if they sneak one of those through.
Yeah, the high-techs have, the super high-tech AI guys have Reaper torpedoes. Probably the most brute force missile in the game.
Yeah. That does not look like it's a happy ship. That's just getting overloaded almost immediately.
Yeah, it's not having a good time. Sabos, Hypervelos, Proximity Mine. Yeah, that ship's gone.
Yeah. It looks like the player ships, the player fleet, is mixing in with the AIs, where I feel like it'd be a bit better if they just hung back and relied on their artillery swarmers to pick them off one by one.
Yeah, I don't know if some of those ships are like reckless or just aggressive or what, but it's combining with the really, really aggressive AI of the Remnants and everything just getting kind of mixed in.
Yeah, there's no line of scrimmage. There's no even, this broadside of a bunch of ships. It's everyone for themselves in the middle of the battle.
Yep.
But for the time being, CR hasn't started degrading yet, and all of the player ships do outnumber the Remnants. So they only lost one ship, but
one ship in
still
first
the first
wave.
round.
That's not a good sign.
No. But they have enough ships with enough artillery swarmers that it's not quite as bad as it could be for other ones, say if the Templars lost a single ship.
Oh yeah, I mean, most of the factions can deal with a loss or two. Yeah, I'm seeing all the Remnants have like a lot of flares being deployed, and the fighters, of course, are proximity mines, but the artillery swarmers are just too numerous to get stopped by them.
Yeah, the flares stop a few, and the point defense drones that they're spamming take enough out as well, but there's just so many swarmers that eventually they'll just overwhelm the drones and destroy them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a game if the AI knows to hang back and wait until their point defense is saturated. But it looks like they're just accelerating straight in. It's the Retribution classes I'm noticing doing it a lot.
And especially it looks like, according to Tart, one loss for the first wave isn't out of the ordinary.
For the Remnants, yeah. And then there's this small frigate on...
just evil.
Yeah, the Hailfires. That's at 90% hull, and that's taking quite a bit of damage from the Fulgent class. Just have to hope it doesn't eat a Reaper or two.
Oh, eventually it will.
Yeah,
we can only hope.
One of the larger challenges I'm seeing here for the artillery swarmers is just breaking through the shields and the armor of the high-tech Remnants. The shields let them survive through so much more than the other factions would.
Yep, they're the first faction we've fought in this tournament that actually have reasonable shields, not counting the final wave of the pirate fleet, because Starlight Cabal only actually got seen exactly once.
It's kind of unfortunate, because they're always fun to watch and see.
Yeah, the purple haze.
Yeah, especially given that the, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the Remnants have the most point defense out of any faction that we've faced so far, including the
Derelicts.
Well,
they have a bunch of universal and synergy mounts. They can have as much of whatever they want.
That's a fair point. Yeah, they have a lot of point defense built into their kits. And almost the vast majority of their fighters are like 6-wing point defense drones. Or 6 fighter per wing point defense drones, and those have a lot of point defense pressure.
Yep. Also, burst PD lasers do a lot against armor, actually, because of how laser armor calculations work.
Alright, I wasn't sure about that.
It's basically as if it's doing high explosive damage.
Ah, because it's all front-loaded into the single moment of time, and it's not
Yep.
It's not like the attack lasers or something? Okay.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, are we losing a Hailfire? Where is that happening?
I think top left.
Ah! What are you doing up there? That's a Sparrow. I don't even see it fighting anything. And the first casualties of combat readiness are starting to occur.
Yep, there is really no battle line or anything like that in this fight.
Everything's just scattered.
Scattered, spread out. Nobody knows what they're doing.
Yeah, we'll have to see when the round resets, if it'll regroup everyone, or if the player fleet will start scattered again.
The
That might give
Vendetta's is finally reached weapon range for one of the enemy ships, but it's just kind of floating away now.
The Vendetta almost did something in round 2.
Yep.
Well, maybe it'll get to fire its guns in round 3. Right, we lost to Hailfire.
Oh, it fired its guns, like, once.
Ah. Yeah, the Remnants are almost outrunning the artillery swarmers. And outranging them. These ships are fast enough to just evade until they run straight into them.
Yep.
But they have the shields to deal with it, so it doesn't quite matter.
It seems most of the kills so far are happening by the daggers.
Yeah.
This fleet doesn't have quite enough pressure to pull off anything dramatic right now.
No, they don't have the burst damage. They have sustained artillery swarmer DPS, but that doesn't help if the Remnants can just shield it all and then not die.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the artillery swarmers eventually kill some of the, like, glimmers and fulgents, or all the little ones, basically.
Yeah, the Glimmers and the Lumens, I believe they're called. The Fulgents,
right.
I think, have the Reapers in their Destroyer class. Now, we also have to deal with the Brilliant class ships, which are carriers and have a lot of weapons. This is a Storm Needler and 3 Maulers on it for a Destroyer carrier. Unless that's a cruiser. I honestly can't tell from the size.
I think they're cruisers.
That might be a cruiser then.
I could be wrong, though.
Yeah. A lot of the damage that's coming through and the kill pressure is coming from the dagger torpedo bombers. Their triples torpedoes are pretty much all of the kill pressure in this fleet, beyond just the sustained DPS. So this fleet's completely divided now. There's no one in the middle of the map.
Do a really good job of just tanking damage, though, if you notice.
Yeah. Is it because they have a high flux capacity or great dissipation?
It's because they have flux shunt.
Ah.
And yes, good capacity and dissipation.
Okay.
They're getting in their faces. The Remnants have a lot of energy weapons, particularly beams, so they just can't do anything to the Harriers' dissipation rate.
Yeah, they lack the kinetic weaponry and the ballistic stuff to just force the hard flux to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Right, wave 3. And the player fleet is focused on the western side of the map. We'll see what the Remnants do. Looks like the Remnants fleet are splitting as well. And the capital is finally in the front of the battle, in front of the fleet, so maybe it will be able to do something here.
Yep, maybe it'll get a couple kills. We can only hope.
Salamanders and the kinetic weaponry are firing off. That should be able to overload something and take it out quite quickly.
Oh yeah, if it gets a good weapon range, it's going to nail these Remnants really well. It's a good build for fighting Remnants if it's actually within weapon range.
Yeah. It just has to get there, and then it also has to not get surrounded and overloaded. It's already at max flux, and it's being hit by a high-intensity laser from the back. That is not a good combination.
No, it's not.
Luckily, the Remnants don't seem to have a concept of clearing the line of fire for it, so the Remnants frigates are saving this ship right now.
Yep.
It's hard to keep track of everything because the fight is so scattered. But luckily,
yeah,
the
at
player...
this later stage of the fight, I kind of figured out in my own testing when I was making my fleet is that you can't watch the whole fight. You just got to find something interesting and focus on it.
Yeah. Like, there's the capital ship fight. Oh, it's missing a lot of armor now as well. So it lost quite a bit of hull, too. They got through it.
The high-intensity laser shredded its front armor completely, I think.
Yeah. Oh, that has 3 phase lances. So if that gets close to an unshielded target, it will just kill it. Luckily, it seems to be getting focused down. And it's focusing on a ship that has the shields rather than the capital. So, yeah, that hull is just being shredded.
Oh, it's just because it has a flux.
Yeah.
Right.
It won't raise it when its flux is that high. But that capital seems to be going very high in flux every time I've seen it, whenever it's shooting. It does not have a very good balanced loadout.
No, its vent rate is pretty trash.
Yeah, it seems that the Harriers over here...
damage this wave, at least.
Oh yeah, no, it was instrumental in overloading and taking out the Brilliant class carriers that the Remnants have. And it still is with its mortar siege. Yeah. No, they're doing really well this time now that the Vendetta class is in the battle.
Is it really that well? I mean, unfortunately, the capital has lost its frontal armor, which means that if it gets caught out once again by like a decent assault, it's down. A lot of the frigates in the fleet are very low health already.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I'm amazed at how survivable these griffins are being. Every time I've played with them in my N type of griffin in my campaign playthroughs, they are always the first to die in my fleet. Yet it's surviving really well against these remnants.
Well, that's because I think the mod doesn't really adjust the stats to the Griffin Hunter to actually reflect the fact that it has new weapons. The actual Griffin, it mostly has missile mounts, so it doesn't need very much capacity or event rate.
And this gives it the capacity and event rate to tank through damage.
Yeah, the mod one more or less just gives it a large ballistic, and it doesn't really change the stats very much. So it chokes itself quickly.
Wave 4. Oh, this might be a problem. It looks like they're advancing forward and the capital's still way in the back now instead of being in the front line from the start. And they have a retribution that's way in front. I think this will just be taken out by the squalls and the massive swarm of enemies at the same time.
Yeah, they got those what are those remnant carriers called?
These are the Shimmer classes, I believe. And they have Hornet MRMs and Burst PDs.
Hornets, yeah.
And this one has a bunch of Annihilators, so they have a lot of early missile spam. Luckily, it seems like the Remnants are staying in a cluster. Oh, I spoke too soon. That Griffin is not having a good day. Just eating a bunch of Annihilators to the face.
The Sabos are not helping it either.
No, that's just being overwhelmed. And that's just being taken out by the IRPD drone wings.
I honestly can't decide if the Sabo adjustments make them worse or better.
The delayed firing when it's a multiple rack, or the change in speed?
All the different adjustments they do. The fact that they accelerate faster, so they kind of fly like torpedoes in a straight line. The reduced damage each one does in the lower burst. They're a lot better at long range, which means you can kind of just reach out and stab someone's shield off. But you can't spam down someone's shield and kill them just for free.
This capital's not having a good time. It's high on flux and it's receiving no help from its fleet, and it's just eating high explosive missiles everywhere.
And I think the increased acceleration of the Sabos actually means the AI is a lot more willing to fire them.
Yeah.
Like
I'm noticing you spamming them a lot. Instead of just finishers or torpedoes.
Yeah, so I'd actually say that the changes have been a general buff to Sabos, but like it's
and there it goes. Unfortunately, that's the backbone of this fleet, so I can't. If it does beat this wave, I can't see it beating another one afterwards. Now that its main ship is gone, especially if they have any bigger remnant ships than these carriers here, with higher capacity and better shielding.
Well, if it beats Wave 3, then it's done as well as it did last week, and last week Wave 3 was the first big gatekeeper, so...
I'm honestly not sure what their gatekeeper for the Remnants would be. It seems like the first waves are a lot stronger than the previous fleets, and they don't seem to be getting significantly weaker as we go along, but we're losing a lot of ships now.
Well, they wouldn't be weaker as they go along.
Yeah.
They'd be stronger.
I meant the difficulty isn't increasing as rapidly as some of the giant cliff hangs of the previous fleets, say the Derelicts Wave 6.
I don't know, dude. Those shimmers seem to be pretty brutal.
They are. We just lost a lot of ships in the center cluster, but where you have and we're just getting surrounded up there. The fleet's main weakness of just splitting and going aggressive is turning around to bite it again. Like, it's doing fine when it has clustered ships up here, but the ships that are off by themselves are just getting overloaded and taken out regularly.
Yeah. That's kind of a given, though, for Remnants. Remnants are really good at running people down. And
this has... is that an ion beam? Or... yep, that's an ion beam.
Frigate thing with time dilation? Yeah.
Yeah, the Lestari class. So this bull class is not having a good time. It just can't do anything. Everything's disabled. It's just relying on its fighters to take out this destroyer so it can't keep it permanently disabled.
I wonder what mod that's from, because it looks mean.
I'm not sure. And yeah, the Remnants have a lot of Sabbats in their fleet. Yeah, this ship... Sabos. The Fulgents, each of these have 4 Sabo wrecks. So there's nothing that these ships can do against that with how much kinetic pressure they have in the EMP. Luckily, this one seems to finally be getting flanked around, but once again, they're all separating out and dueling instead of clustering and using their advantage of their artillery swarmers, which, actually, I don't think they have any of those ships that have them left.
No, I haven't. Yeah, I think they're all gone.
That's really unfortunate, because that was the biggest strength of this fleet, and now, since the artillery swarmers are gone, the Remnants are getting all of their fighter strength back up and just surrounding and taking out the this fleet.
Yeah, unfortunately, the fleet kind of relied on those artillery swarmers for the kinetic damage, I think. Most of the weapons otherwise are on the, like, the sustained kinetic damage, I mean.
Yeah.
The
they have burst from the...
have a decent burst kinetic.
Yeah, they have the Judgment Spiral Launcher, but that takes a while to regenerate, and they're not even covering their only carrier left, which is just getting removed by 2 of the Fulgent classes, and it's gone. So they've got 4 ships left, and their last cruiser, the Griffin, is being surrounded and killed now by the IR drones. I can't see them making it through this wave. As soon as they lost their capital ship, they just collapsed.
Yeah.
They did a fairly good showing, though, despite losing one in the first wave, but the first wave for the Remnants is far deadlier than either of the other first waves we've seen.
Remnants in general are really deadly.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't expect anyone to make it very far on this wave, this round anyway. Knowing Tart.
Yeah, and how much deadliness was put into this.
Yeah.
So, the final moment of the last ship. But, on the bright side, we didn't have a single CR-related failure yet.
That's you know, silver lining. We actually saw battle.
I was wrong. There was one more. I didn't even see this. It was really scattered.
Oh, is there? Oh, dude.
So, but it's not having a good time. It's flamed out from the drones. Yeah. But now it's getting high explosive rounds from the back, and its engines are flamed out, so... It has enough point defense, though.
Yeah. Venting, hard flux, and having good point defense. That's basically the only reason why it survives.
But it's got flak, point defense, a Devastator Cannon, and Pillums. There's nothing it can do to heavily shielded enemies. It's got great point defense, but there's nothing it can do to shields. There's no kinetic, and there's no real longer range pressure. I'm just going to accelerate and let the rest of the fleet catch up to it. Because neither of these ships can kill each other on one-on-one. Right, missile swarm. And this will be enough to overload it and take it out. It's gone.
Yep.
Vanquished on wave 4.
Was it 4?
Yep. So it got 3 points off that. It got pretty far.
I didn't even realize we were wave 4. I thought we were wave 3.
No, we were on wave 4 out of 6, I believe, so that made it quite the distance. Let me get my chat window up. That's been blocked, so I haven't really been responding. Alright, and next is the Knights Templar by Starshells.
Yep,
and now,
we'll see how this goes.
Yep, compared to the previous one, he has 2 Chevalier class. Chevalier, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. So,
I don't know, it was French.
Yeah, if those get protected, they are probably going to be instrumental to this fleet. And it looks
I
like
actually feel kind of good about Knights Templar this week. I mean, I know that they're still not going to make it exceptionally far because of the reasons I've underlined many times. They don't like attrition. But a lot of the damage that the Remnants do is beam-related, and Knights Templar are very resistant to beams.
Yes. They won't take any hard flux, and they have the just buff to beam damage that they receive due to their core and their shields. I feel like they're missing a lot of value, though.
I mean, there's nothing you can do to Templar to fit an $11,000 gap.
No, all the ships are far too expensive.
All the guns are more expensive than that, even.
Yeah. Let's accelerate a little bit and just watch the Jesuits and the Martyrs dash forward and try to take out... That might be a problem, though, if the Jesuits accelerate too far in front of the fleet and get swarmed. Especially since he uses...
That's what Jesuits do, it's just their nature.
Yeah, especially because he's used his drive already to get in there and doesn't have to get out. Sure, it's off cooldown by now, though.
Yeah, it recharges faster than you think.
Yeah. Although, the point effect... The, what are they called? The little blue missiles. Can't remember what their name is. The crucifixes.
Excalibur MRMs.
Yeah, the Excalibur... I think it's the same order as the crucifixes. or it's different versions of them. But those are tanky enough that the burst PDs of the drone swarms can't really touch it. But that Jesuit's just getting surrounded when its shields are down from being at high flux. Oh! I didn't even realize how effective that pre-1 burst would be against the drone swarms and the small remnants.
Yeah, pre-1 burst is pretty much like designed to murder things that are smaller than the ship that uses it.
Ooh, and that Crusader just took 2 Reapers to the face.
But the Jesuit's armorless now. That's unfortunate for the Jesuit.
Yeah. Luckily, if it keeps its flux low, it shouldn't make a difference if it has armor or not.
Yeah. And though the Crusader did take the Reapers, but it took it while using its shield.
Yeah.
Like the ship system.
The ship system.
So it barely took damage.
Yeah. Its armor's a little bit scuffed up, but it hasn't really been touched at all. I'm glad to see that these are all staying grouped, the Chevaliers and the Crusaders.
Yeah.
If they can keep doing that, they'll win, because the Chevaliers can't break through the shields of the Remnants, but the Crusaders, with all of those,
Pax cannons and
the Crucifix MRMs, the Trucader LRMs, those are able to burst straight through the shields and EMP them. And then they just have to capitalize on that with the Chevalier Lancelot Lances. I'm just worried about the Pilum LRMs baiting the pre-1 burst out of the Templar ships and then them taking advantage of them with the shields.
Well, yeah. Those MRMs really are doing work, though.
Yes. Those are those are far more effective than the artillery swarmers we've seen. And, despite being at high flux from being in the front of the battle, the Crusaders, I'm finding, with their ship system, are really tough to kill, even when their shield is down. So, yeah, it's just a story of the Crusaders tanking most of the DPS, and then the Chevaliers and the Crucifix MRMs just hopping them as we go along.
Yep. It's
and
like
everyone's
really
staying clustered.
Surprising how effective these Crucifix are.
I'm thinking I'm going to put some of those on my fleet when I start playing my campaign again. Those are really strong.
If, you can get some Templar equipment.
Oh yeah, I have plenty of it stockpiled. I've never equipped it because it generates too much flux and they don't really have tracking after they switch. Oh, are we about to lose a Jesuit up there? No. Okay.
Jesuits don't die when you expect them to. They die from, like, weirdness.
You see them facing 5 people and they're perfectly fine, and then they get swarmed by a single fighter wing.
Yep, pretty much.
I feel like it's more they kill themselves when they use their Schism Drive to just dash into the enemy fleet. Kind of like that. Oh, wave 2 already. And they're able to take out this... Oh, that might be an issue, though. They're very separated now. There's only 4 ships up here.
They're separated into 2 groups, but they're still groups.
Yeah. I'm just hoping that this group is going to fall back instead of jumping straight in. Oh, yeah, and the Jesuits were in the group further back, so they can always Schism Drive right in. Exactly. Everyone seems pretty high hull, except for a single Jesuit at like 30%.
Yeah, Jesuit took damage, and again, that one Paladin, though it still has armor, it took a bit of a dent from those 2 Reapers. Nothing's happy to take that many Reapers at once.
No. Oh, this Crusader is a little bit in trouble now. It's being swarmed and it doesn't have its ship system... Oh, there it goes. But after the ship system wears off, it doesn't have a system or a pre-1 burst, and it's getting hit by the Lancelot Lancelot branches from its own Chevaliers. So it's getting friendly fire all over the place here.
I think Templar have reduced friendly fire in general.
I thought I saw a 600 pop up when that hit its hull. Oh, it's in trouble. Oh, we're seeing the Clarence now come out of the Chevalier. That one has 2 Clarent SRM tubes, so those do regenerate, if very slowly.
They're very effective.
You lost our first Jesuit. It got surrounded, but it took one out in revenge with its explosion.
Yep.
And up here, that looks like they're just surrounding them. Although I feel like those Martyrs are being really passive for the situation here. They should just be able to charge up and take out a single frigate, especially if it's at 1% hull.
How do you do, Shadowy? Also, Tart says that Wave 2 is his favorite wave.
Why do you like Wave 2 so much?
Why do you like Wave 2, man?
Actually, give me a moment. I have to, There we go. My chat was being covered, so now I can see it again. Ah! Yeah, the Remnants really get up in your face. They don't give you an inch of space here.
Nope. They have the same adjustments they had that the Derelicts have, where they run in suicidal, but they also have shields.
Okay, it looks like that was actually perfect for that one ship to remaining there. It's baiting all the Templars to back off and cluster up and letting the Remnants split. That was an amazing lead.
The Martyrs are just going to die anyway.
Oh, yeah. Or the Martyrs are just going to not be too dumb and go into the frigates and stay fighting the fighters. So yeah, now we'll see the how the Pax cannons work here.
Pax cannons work great in every circumstance, thank you.
Do they do less damage at range, or just spread out and cluster less?
It's just a shotgun, so they're gonna not hit as much.
Okay, but I mean, in a target-rich environment, they're amazing like this.
No, they're just amazing in general, excuse you.
Fine. Pax cannons are amazing.
Don't backtack Pax cannons, they're borderline overpowered.
I should probably stop putting Mercs on everything then.
Merked cannons, their only advantage is they're slightly better against armor.
I just like them for the tracking.
Well, sure, if you can't aim.
I can't do anything when I'm flying ships manually. It's bad.
Well, maybe you shouldn't use target leading pip.
I have removed that. I've been training myself. My most recent campaign, that has been taken off of my mods list.
Good.
So, alright, now it looks like the Templar and the Remnants have split up into a straight vertical line, which is very strange in this kind of a battle.
Gotta love vertical battle lines.
When everyone approached from the horizontal? Yeah. But it looks like the Crusade... This is actually in the advantage of the Knights Templar, because they have stronger ships on a one-to-one basis.
Oh, absolutely. That's just a given. Yeah, Knights Templars holding together pretty well right now.
They're doing a lot better than I was expecting. And the Martyrs are just now starting to lose combat readiness. I suppose that's an advantage of playing an aggressive faction. That Crusader is not looking too happy though. I guess it got ambushed by... What does this have that's going through it?
Ambushed? It's fighting off too many things at once and it doesn't have armor left. It's taking little bits of damage. I think it's at its 20% point.
Oh yeah, so it's going to regenerate as it takes damage as long as it doesn't get bursted. Yeah, the IFED is the last faction that we're doing today. So after the Knights Templar here... Oh, they got to wave 4! Will they beat the disassemble reassemble from Night Chase? Now
they've only lost like one ship, haven't they?
Yeah, but now this Crusader's in trouble. It doesn't have any armor.
There's a lot of Sabos in this fleet.
Oh yeah, but the pre-1 burst should do really well against the missiles and the drone swarms. Until it just... That one moment after the burst, a few missiles hit, and it just takes out a ship.
The trouble is when a bunch of Sabos fire at once, the pre-1 burst will save it against the first few, and then the next few will hit it without armor.
Yeah.
Without shield, I mean.
Yeah. The Crusaders have a counter to that with their ship system, but this Crusader's at max flux and it just blew its system.
Yep.
Yeah. So this one has no... This one's just relying on not... And there it goes. It was relying on not being bursted until it got hit by a bunch of torpedoes. Yeah, these ships have Atropos and Ion torpedo racks. That's a really good 1-2 punch to take out a ship after it bursts. And now the Chevaliers are high on flux, which means their lances do far less damage than they would otherwise, and they're not really venting. So they have a lot less pressure until they have a time to get out a little bit. Yeah. It was relying on its regeneration until... and hoping that what happened would not happen. The Remnants seem to... The Remnant AI seem to be just... well, they seem to be bloodthirsty. When they see a ship that's low, they'll just overkill it instead of trying to use just enough ammunition, and that's what will take out the Knights Templar ships.
The Tri-Beam Chevalier doesn't really need to concern itself about its high flux as much, though. Because it has 2 beams, which are about equal to its 1 beam, even at high flux, or probably better than the 1 beam when it's at high flux, in fact. So it doesn't lose nearly as much power. No,
but the other one with the Clarence, when it's at high flux, its main beam does nothing. Yeah, the... that just...
Both have Clarence.
You were right, those died to really weird things. That did not look like it should have killed it.
Well, what happened was it pre-1 bursted, and when it pri-1 bursts, it loses its shield for a second afterwards. So all those missiles hit it when it had no shield.
It bursted just a tiny bit early, it didn't have the shield up, and the burst didn't negate the missiles either.
Yep.
Now, this Crusader's doing an amazing job of dealing with those 3 ships, given that... How many carriers? Okay, only the one... No, 2 are carriers there. So it's doing a great job dealing with that.
Yep. As long as we can keep the other guys at high flux and not be too high flux itself, it'll pretty much hold them off indefinitely now that the fighters are at a low percentage.
Yeah, it's doing so well because it's staying at a high enough range that it's out of the range of its own gun, so it's staying... Its shield's being amazing right now.
Yeah. And it's basically just firing the MRMs and occasionally pre-wind bursting to overload shields.
Yeah. It has a Centennial Assault Cannon, but I haven't seen it fire it once because it's at such low range that it's just... The Remnants outrange it and make it run away.
Oh yeah, I think the Crusaders have safety override, a lot of them anyway.
Do they? Oh yeah, that would explain how low range everything else is. I've typically seen those beams, the point defense beams, go further out. But it cut it back just far enough. So the rest of the fleet is grouping up now. Wait, did we? Okay, I was wondering where that one went. Did it go to capture one? Because it's not near anything else. And then, yeah, they don't have either of their main damage dealers right now.
Well, one of the Chev is dueling a cruiser right now, and it's winning, so...
Yeah, and there's another cruiser over here that just captured that point. And that's at... I'm amazed this is even alive. A stiff breeze would blow that up right now. And it looks like that Chevalier is a said stiff breeze.
It's a good stiff breeze.
Backed up by a bunch of lasers.
Maybe a lakefront breeze at that. Yeah, the AI doesn't know how to deal with weapons that suddenly double in range.
No. Can the AI read the range of it, though? Like, if the Chev has its ship system going, does the AI know to back up then? And it gets baited out by when the ship system's dormant?
Well, I guess it kind of depends, because I know the AI doesn't understand the range of other ships as a stat. I don't know if it then will detect the increased range.
Okay.
If it does, it would only do it after the fact, of course. So you would still have that second of delay.
But I feel like it... Oh, and we're already in Wave 5. So, Templar so far are our best faction. And if it beats this wave, there's only one more afterwards. But... This wave, gotta deal with
of the Radiants.
Yep, 2 Radiants. This one has Locust, so they have a lot of missile spam, and a bunch of Sabo pods. A bunch of rocket pods, salamanders.
Are very anti-Templar.
Yeah, that one has Locust, and this one has 2 high-intensity lasers instead. That is unpleasant. Oh, this is just a rainbow beam ship.
Disco Radiant. Disco Radiant.
Look at that! That's a disco. That is a Disco Radiant. It's every type of beam with all the different colors. That's actually beautiful. And this Crusader does not like it at all.
No, it's taking a nice, like, 600 flux per second just from
beams. And now it has to deal with the Locusts. Oh dear.
Its armor's gone. Its flux is too high.
It's got one ship system left.
If it doesn't get back up, it's gone.
No.
Those others, they're moving in to support it, but I don't know if it's too late or not.
I don't even know how the Templar's going to break through these Radiant shields. It just looks unpleasant, especially because this Chev is off focusing this Brilliant class down.
Yeah, that is an issue too. A lot of their actual offensive capacity is based on the beams.
Oh, those high-intensity lasers are doing work. It's even got its Guardian PD damaging their ships. Ooh.
Oh yeah, Guardian PD tears armor. Same reason the burst PD does. It's the burst beam and does like more damage per second than it would.
And most of its tanks are gone. I can't see this fleet. I can't see these Templars doing much against these ships. They're clustering too hard, and those beams are just too strong.
They might have had a slightly better chance if both of the Chevs were in position to fight, because the other one had a lot more Crucifix and the Galentines, of course. So it actually has some shield punching.
But I feel like the
one.
Yeah. I feel like they need a lot more... I feel like the fleets need kinetic damage to break through these Radiant shields. Yeah, this Chev is not going to do too well. As soon as this gets in range with its high-intensity lasers... This one's shield is already disabled because it has no... Wait, alright, yeah, that's... It's too high in flux, it doesn't have a shield, and it can't do anything against that.
No, it's doomed.
Yeah. Rip Templar fleet. That's unfortunate, but I can't say I expected anything different against 2 Radiants with high-intensity lasers and Locust Swarmers.
Yep. Hopefully one of the factions can beat the Radiants so we can see what I assume is going to be a battle station next wave.
I can't wait to see what the final wave is.
I hope it's battle station.
Angry about elves. Yep, Templars are at round 5 out of 6. The disassemble, reassemble reached round 4 before getting wiped. Oh, and high-intensity lasers.
How is the Martyr still alive? Can we talk about this?
That Martyr is amazing! I expected those to die immediately in the first wave, but are these gonna be... Is the Martyr gonna be the final ship left standing?
That's not how Martyrs work. What are you doing? Stop. It's breaking character too much.
So the STZ Union is going to be the last man alive Martyr. I hope that happens. Surviving through the Chevs, surviving through the Crusaders, That's amazing! This Martyr Captain is not doing his job properly.
Nope.
And high-intensity lasers. Oh! Wait. Wow, never mind. I thought there were more than one ship with it, but... And the artillery swarm was just too much for it as well.
Ooh, those cruisers have Gauss cannons. I just want some of them to anyway.
Yeah, that one has ion beams and Gauss cannons. Ooh, that is not a good combination for the Templars.
Gauss cannons are very anti-Templar, yes.
And hypervelocities. That is both.
Well, hypervelocity, it doesn't matter too much for the Templar if they're at low flux, but at high flux it will shred. It's not even high. It's mean, but I think the high intensity laser is mean to everything in general.
Yeah. And that's got most of the Remnant ships have the auto pulse build. I think it's only the one with the Gauss cannon.
No, it looks like it's about half-half.
Alright.
I saw 2 at least, and there was probably another one that died.
I see 3 auto pulse, and 3 with auto pulse and the one with the Gauss there, and there's another Gauss here. You're right. It's about half and half. And are we seeing
There
it?
might have been another Gauss that died, but who knows.
Rune Burst overloaded that. But the auto pulse laser will finish the Crusader off. And that is a last man standing Martyr.
What a failure.
I know,
Your
right?
only job is to die dramatically, and you can't even do that.
No, and surprisingly enough, it's doing a lot with its Ron lasers as well. Let's see the 23 combat readiness Martyr kite the entire fleet out.
This is when we start playing Yakety Sax.
I'm going to accelerate at least until it gets swarmed a little bit more. It looks... Oh, it got flamed out. Now we're just going to... Oh, the Gauss cannons. It can't handle that. Nope. I see what you mean about Gauss being so strong against Templars.
High damage in a kinetic hit.
And it even... Hey! It suicided into it like it should. It just did it like 5 waves late.
Yeah. As it should.
Yes.
Die dramatically.
This should die dramatically far earlier than that. The Templars did a lot better than I thought they would, honestly. They made it to wave 5. I was not expecting them to do that.
I figured they do pretty well against Remnant.
Yeah.
They finally have a fleet built up, and the whatever the other stuff I was talking about earlier was what I was saying. You know.
Yeah, the amount of the spam... Actually, I think what saved them is the spam of their Crucifix MRMs. And they died eventually when they lost their Crusaders and couldn't do that anymore. They just couldn't break through the shields without it. So now we have Metalson from M. Shadowy. And it looks like... Honestly, I'm not too sure about the loadouts for this. I've never played as this faction, and I don't have much experience playing against them.
My understanding is that their ships have a lot less weapon mounts than they would otherwise should for their sizes. And it's a bit of an issue with the faction-wide where they're just not very offensive.
Alright. I'm also looking, and some ships are really slow, and some of them are really fast, so I feel like they're going to split off and leave behind a lot of their groups. So,
yeah.
We'll see how they handle. Let's start this up. Make sure everything's deploying. So, let's see how M. Shadowy does. What's the problem with outfitting them? And you have 788,000 out of 800,000 total value.
What's wrong with outfitting them, you said?
Yeah, Shadowy said in chat they're kind of hard to outfit. I'm just wondering what was the challenge in doing so. Pachisi, sorry. The disassemble reassemble from Night Chase went through, and we just finished with Star Schultz's Knight Templar faction. And this is the first wave of the Metalson Industries from Shadowy.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Borkin dropped out this week because Naya did not have enough time to summon a fleet.
So, we're missing Neutrino, Borkin, and the Nomads due to... Oh, those 8... They're starting with the Reapers. I've never seen them do that. I've always seen them wait until they're overloading, instead of just using it to overload the ships. And we already got a couple ships at 50% hull.
Oh boy, you're right. They are using those Reapers really eagerly.
Yeah, they're just spamming these Reapers. That can be a really bad sign for Metalson. But Metalson is fighting back. We're getting some of the full work classes gone, but... And I mean, Metalson has a really good group and siege going on with the concave shape they have going here surrounding the Remnants. But...
Yep, partial encirclement, always a good strat.
Yeah. But it looks like the Remnants just don't care if they die, and they're just going all in to take out whatever Metalson ships they can do.
Oh no, they don't care if they die, that's the thing.
And the Metalson ships just seem to... Yeah. Metalson ships are overloading a lot easier than the previous factions we've seen. Dara was taken out in Wave 4, so they got 3 points on that. And the Knights Templar made it to Wave 5 before they were vanquished.
Mm-hmm.
But, is this the... Alright, this is their main carrier. I do not even know how I would start to pronounce that class. But it's already in trouble. That should be hanging back more for their fighter base. But it's tanking as much as it can do, and it's already lost all of its frontal armor. And all of the Metalson smaller ships, the frigates, it looks like they're just hanging back. Except they don't have long-range siege weaponry like the artillery swarmers. Oh. I lied. Apparently that Acto Cannon is long-range. They just can't fire because their own ships are in the way.
Yeah, grouping is good, but not when you block all the shots.
Yeah, their long-range artillery from their, I've noticed... Yeah, I'm Shadowy. I've noticed... It seems like the Metalson are overloading a lot easier than any other faction we've seen so far against these Remnants. As soon as they fire, like, the main ship can't even fire its main guns, because it's too high in flux all the time. At least everyone is roughly staying grouped, except this ship off to the side that was taking them out. But the Metalson is losing a few ships as we go through the first wave here.
I appreciate how many factions are using Salamanders. I do enjoy Salamanders.
I enjoy them unless I'm flying a ship.
Well... Egalitarian, come on. If AI have to suffer, then so do we.
I choose not to believe that. Alright, let's go Wave 2. And Metalson is the most grouped out of any faction I've seen so far after the wave reset. I should look at the refit menu. You're right. Yeah. They are not flux balanced at all. Do they at least have... The Metalson ships at least have high capacity to deal with that? From their subpower flux dissipation?
From my understanding, they're basically low-tech ships, but without the low-tech armor.
So what's their advantage? How cheap they are?
Ostensibly.
Oh, this ship was flamed out with the Salamanders and just slowly drifting into the Remnant fleet. That is a death sentence. But that's exactly what Salamanders exist to do. And that's the worst possible scenario you can hope to see. And whenever you see Salamanders coming, you immediately want to go full reverse and just drift into your fleet with your flamed out engines. And hope that you don't get ram drive from behind by any of your, Tyrador ships. Oof. That carrier is going way too aggressive.
Is there really a too aggressive for a carrier?
Yes, there is. When you're in melee distance and can't fire your guns.
Fire them point blank. Get the barrel into the ship and let it rip.
You know,
The best engagement range is inside the enemy ship's command deck.
I've tried that. Unfortunately, when you get inside the enemy ship shields, it still hits the shields. You can't go so close range that you ignore them. I've tried this, and it did not work. I was a little bit saddened by that.
It's
So I use your shield to do that too. Then you do damage because the physics breaks.
Yeah. Hello, Dancy. Alright, so the Metalson were doing so good in their grouping, and now they're just kind of scattering a bit more.
Yeah, but they're surrounding things.
That is a good point. But they're also being surrounded because they're not grouping properly.
Also, I'm seeing a lot of the frigates with the Actel cannons friendly firing other ships because they're firing at fighters.
Oh, I haven't even spotted that. But yeah, these ships are just stuck at high flux and can't do anything about it. The auto pulses from these remnants are just removing them from the play completely.
Not auto pulses; those look like ion pulsers.
Are those? Oh, you're right. Ion pulsers and Mjolnir cannons.
I'd be very concerned if a cruiser could hold 3 auto pulse and a Mjolnir cannon.
Well, if any cruiser could do it, it'd probably be the Remnants. But yeah, those, I mean, Ion Pulses plus Mjolnirs is bad enough. The Damper Field looks like it's doing a lot of work, but it's getting worn down slowly, and the Remnants aren't losing anything but flux. Yeah, they split too hard. They have too many of their small frigates trying to duel cruisers. And that's just not working.
Yep. Especially with the Actel cannons being a long-range support weapon, it's not favorable for the fleet to split up like this.
Yeah, so they have a bunch of small ships dueling the cruisers over here, and then they have all of their large ships chasing a single remnant frigate in the northeast. That's, I think I found what the problem in this matchup's going to be.
Fast boats, split fleets.
Yeah, and then... That's really unfortunate. If the fleet stuck together and prioritized properly, I feel like they'd be doing a lot better. Yeah, those ion pulsers are just shredding through the shields of Metalson. Luckily, they seem to have grouped up slightly more when all of the people that weren't grouped have been exploded. Oh, what is this ship? This seems to have a lot of damage that comes out of it. It's doing quite...
Which ship?
And it was the Custos class. Wanted to pause so I could read it before it exploded. And now you get to see the Actel cannon in work. But I feel like these ships that are just a mobile Actel cannon don't work as well as we would hope for without a fleet to help them get down the shields.
Yep, they definitely need support.
Yeah, if they're alone, they just get ignored pretty much by the flux dissipation of the remnants. Is the Northeastern fleet done chasing? Yes, they are! They can finally rejoin the rest of the group.
Yeah, I think they're going to make it through this wave, but the next wave is going to be a cincher.
Oh yeah, I can't see Metalson getting through the next wave. So how many ships were up here chasing? There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ships all chasing a single remnant frigate.
Including their capital, hoorah.
Yes. Their capital, a couple of their... Are these destroyers or cruisers? The, what is it? The Gadfar class? I think those are cruisers. Alright, and you do not vent quickly. But you had that ship. Yeah, these ships are actually kind of scary. If two of these weren't chasing that frigate, I feel like they could have done a lot better and lost far fewer ships. Because it seemed like all...
in general.
Yeah, it seemed like all their support ships were left alone while their damage dealers chased the frigate.
Yeah, that's part of my reasoning for my fleet in the Prime League, having so many frigates, is that when the fleet splits up like that, I actually have the frigate coverage to finish off those stragglers.
Yeah.
Rather than waiting for a cruiser or destroyer to slowly follow it around the map.
Mm-hmm. You know, Dancy has a good point. All of these Metalson ships are still at 100% CR. They have incredibly high peak performance times.
Everything's at 100%?
Yeah, like, the larger ships, anything that wasn't a frigate was still at 100% at the end of that wave, so they didn't even start to degrade yet.
Oh, I didn't realize TARP made the 100% CR thing this wave.
Yep, every time the wave regenerates, everything goes back to 100, but the larger ships...
The previous two, you know.
Yeah, and that probably contributed to a lot of the CR-related deaths, and I haven't seen a single CR-related problem this tournament yet. But these ships should not be flying into their fleet like this. Oh, and here come the high-intensity lasers. That's going to be an issue when they start overloading.
And yeah, Tart confirms he changed it for this week.
Yep. Good to know. But it seems like these combat rounds are ending quicker than the previous ones as well.
Well, the Remnants are good at that.
Yeah, if you don't kill the Remnants fast, they're just going to kill you with high-intensity lasers. Luckily, the Remnants don't have enough kinetic damage other than their Sabo spam. So, and it doesn't look like they have many Sabos this round. Looks like they're all beams. Oh, this has a Tachyon Lance on it. Okay, there's a few Tachyons and a few... Oh, yeah, I just saw that eat a Tachyon and high intensity to the hull. That... Tachyons and high intensities are very, very painful for low-tech fleets to go against, and I feel like this is the wall that Meddleson will face.
Probably. I don't know if they're gonna make it through this one.
Yeah, I'm Shadow. Meddleson's doing a lot better than I was expecting, to be honest. In my testing for the stream this morning, this is the best that Meddleson's ever done when I was going through. So, no, they're doing really well right now. But they just can't deal with the high-intensity lasers and the beam spam from outside of their range. Ooh, we lost the Gadfar.
Those destroyers, Jesus.
Let's count. There's a Graviton Beam, 2 Tech Lasers, 4 more Tech Lasers, and 2 more Graviton Beams. So 6 Tech Lasers and 3 Grav Beams. There's nothing these ships can do about that.
Doesn't do much, but it does it well.
No, there's no way they're going to eke through this wave. They're outnumbered by the Remnant ships, and they've already lost all their capitals and larger destroyers, cruisers. Oh, I lied. There are single capitals still left, and it's off chasing a frigate again. And it's got maneuvering jets, so it's coming back in. Yeah, the Remnants have a lot of rainbow ships. It's actually quite pretty. Ooh, rainbowed from 3 ways.
It's no Aura.
No.
I think Aura's the real winner here when it comes to rainbow beams.
What is the Aura ship? Because I'm not sure if I've seen one of those before.
It's in the Prime League, the Aura faction.
Ah, I believe I've missed that Prime League match. Yeah, they have
the high-tech Broadsider faction.
Oh, that one.
The blue with
ORA, sorry. You said Aura. I was picturing AURA, not ORA, and I didn't know there was a faction named that, but you're right, I remember that. So, yeah, their final 2 ships are just getting surrounded and destroyed. Let's see how the Rainbow Beams do to the capital. Rainbow Beam to death. And now for the final cruiser. It's doing... How much damage are those masers doing? Because it seems to be almost overloading that. Oh, nope. The frontal weapons of this. The light masers, I believe, that were in front. Were those the Silva cannons?
Mm.
I believe those were the light masers that he had equipped.
Right, the guns that float off the hull sprite.
Vanquish on wave 3. Alright, so... Meddleson got 2 points. Dara got 3, and Knights Templar got 4.
Yep. Knights Templar is in the lead.
So who's next? It is the Looters and the Artifact mod from Snarasha. I hope I didn't butcher that name again. I'm sorry if I did.
And I hope that the fleet has some good killing potential, otherwise they're just going to get swarmed this time.
They certainly have a lot of ships. I just want to go and see something quickly about what their ships have. It looks like they have attack laser spam, and artifact medium spot Rs? What are these? Energy assault, they do EMP, they're reloading, they're ammo based, alright. And their fighters have override flux beams, so there are a lot of beams in this.
You've only looked at one boat, dude.
I know. A lot of beams in that boat. Artifact spread guns. They are missing some slots. There's some empty turrets here. And are these all the same build? These 2 are, at least. These... They have good flux capacity. It looks like they won't overflux themselves. Their flux dissipation's equal to their weapon flux, so... This has an artifact annihilate cannon. Huh. That has a lot of range. It'll be a good siege weapon.
It's a big boomy gun.
Alright.
The visuals don't quite show that off, though, I would say.
Yeah, the artifact light spots, are those the little projectiles that go and flicker around in weird angles?
You'll see.
Alright.
You'll see something. I don't know how
Oh.
much you can make out.
Yeah, these are listed as 50% efficiency shields, but only some of these ships have shields.
Yep.
Actually, reduces the amount taken by shield by 20%, increases the amount of soft flux ray shields generate per second by 100%. Alright, and it repairs armor and hull in combat. So these things can regenerate as long as they don't die, so as long as they cover for themselves, they're golden.
Till CR takes effect.
Yes, till CR takes effect. And all of these ships just don't have shields. And they're demodded as well.
Oh,
right.
demods. Ooh.
These final two are demodded, so... Alright. And they have very low-tech weaponry. We'll see how they do. Get in there. Thank you for nerfing the number of projectiles. That probably helps the stream a little bit. So, let's see how many points we have in this fleet. Oh, you're right on the edge. That's actually almost a perfect number. I don't think you could get closer than that, possibly.
You say that, but I bet your wiki's gonna get right on again.
We'll see. Alright, so the shieldless ships are in
All
front.
these fleets using demod ships, they should know better.
There's only 2 ships that have demods, and I believe they are the more
3.
burnt orange coloration. There's 3?
The frigate's a demod.
Oh. Okay, that would explain it, yeah. Everything with the burnt orange coloration has the demods then. So yeah, they're all starting at 70% CR as well. But the shieldless ships are in front, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Let's just accelerate until we start getting into combat. So, they're shieldless, but I believe they do have regenerating ships now. Oh! You have a lot of guns. That seems like it would be very effective as long-range siege. But not if you just jump up alone. And he's gonna eat Reapers right to the side. That's a bit too reckless of that pilot. Just 4 Reapers to the face and a shieldless ship.
Reapers.
No, not 4 of them when you don't have shields. That's really unfortunate. We already lost a
Several ships.
Entray? Yeah. That small frigate got flanked and taken out by the Remnant frigates. That's the problem with shieldless ships when they're off on their own. They just get swarmed and taken out by the faster, more agile fighters and Remnants. You know, why couldn't we have switched that captain into the Martyr? You're right. I think they switched. Alright, and here are the... Alright, yeah, those are very pretty to watch. Now we just have to see how effective they are. It's going to be really hard to call out what the projectiles are doing because there's so many of them.
Yeah, there's not much to say, honestly, with this fleet.
I was basically just seeing if the projectile swarm can overwhelm them. What are those blue aura things? Are those point defense, or do those count as damage? Because they look like long-range flares at the very tip of it. Yeah, they're losing their shieldless ships immediately in the first wave.
Remnants too offensive. Shieldless ships don't survive.
No, especially not if they're faster than their shielded ships. It would be fine if they were slower, or they had higher range and decided to sit back behind the shielded ships to deal and abuse their point defense and flares, but they just decided to charge straight in. Although these fighters are doing work with the override flux beams. The Shadow class fighters.
Beams don't do damage, but they do generate hard flux on the target.
And that's very good because it just drops all of their shields. And lets all the projectiles just shred straight through them. And it looks like the fighters themselves are tanky enough to not die too much. Unless... No, yeah, fighters take reduced damage from exploding ships, or no damage, I'm not sure which.
They don't take damage from other ships blowing up.
Alright. These Vulcan Oh, those are kinetic Vulcans. Alright, so that will help a lot too with breaking down shields. Yeah, there's not... Yeah, Gwyvern has a really good point. There is no way the Remnants have enough point defense to deal with this many projectiles. Are those even missiles, and can they be shot down by PD? Because I thought those were energy weapons.
It could be a SRAP style thing where they're shoot downable, but they
you know, you're not probably not gonna.
I am seeing the burst PDs aim for them, so it is possible to shoot them down, but they're quick enough that the burst PDs can't keep up.
Oh no, the burst PDs are taking one out like every time they fire.
Oh,
the
there's just
issue is that there's too many of them.
Yeah. But yeah, those Vulcans are really effective from these ships. I kind of want to see more of them in the fleet from how effective they were. Just how good they are at shredding shields and breaking through armor despite being kinetic. But this one, I'm loving the 50 efficiency shields. This has, what, 2 hypervelocity drivers, and this is tanking its shots like it doesn't even care? Yeah, this doesn't even care about hypervelocities on the shield. Yeah, these ships are doing amazing. What are these called? The Ghost class? The Ghost class ships seem to be really, really strong when spammed like this. But they have small shield windows. If they get surrounded, there's nothing they can do with the 90-degree shield they have. Alright, so I'm gonna say that these 3 Remnant ships are just going to die. I'm gonna see... Are there any other Remnant ships anywhere? No, they've all taken them out. I have not seen the M class come into fight yet, though. I want to see that Ultimate Annihilator fire. But it's moving at 20 SU.
It's not a fast ship.
No. It's kind of like the, what was the original ship name from, Dara? What was their capital? Was it the Vanguard?
Vendetta.
Vendetta, yeah. It's reminding me of, oh, it has a lot of those projectiles, though. It's able to really just wipe out ships whenever it wants. At least the smaller ones, like the frigates.
Yep.
Yeah. And let's see how the attack lasers work. Luckily, instead of making the Remnants, instead of making the Looters and Artifact faction fleet come to them, just have to go up and fight the capital ship instead of kiting it out. That's very good for the player fleet. And it looks like there's just... Oh, except this ship is about to overload. I suppose we're just...
Russia, it looks like... I'm sorry, you go.
Nah, you go first. I was just going to comment on something else.
All right. I was going to say that, yeah, Sinrasha was saying that there's fewer projectiles, and it looks like the individual projectiles do a bit more damage. I think that's a bit better with regards to our sanity as streamers.
Also for the health of our rigs.
Yep, exactly.
But I like that more as well, because it means that they're, instead of just accepting it and hoping you have enough hull to deal with it, there is counterplay of high explosive AoE flak from the Devastator cannons or the dual flak cannons. So you can outplay it instead of just having to deal with it. I like when things are strong but have counterplay if you build specifically for it.
So I know one of the shieldless ships is still alive.
Yes, the one without the D-mods. There might be a correlation there.
There's a couple of them that didn't have D-mods. That's the only one that made it through.
Yeah. But I'm not sure how much longer it's going to make it. It seems like it has a lot of armor and hull, but it's being covered by the other ships. I think it's just alive because it didn't charge off by itself.
Probably.
So, I'm just going to watch its armor and see if the frontal armor regenerates quickly. Oh, what I was going to say earlier, it's a bit of a relief as a player to see that the additional waves of the Remnants don't have Reaper torpedoes like the first wave does. So
first wave kills things quickly.
Yeah, either it kills things with Reapers or it doesn't kill them at all. So, oh, and these those little projectiles do hard flux, so that's quite good at getting through their shields.
Well, yeah, if it's not a beam, it's going to do hard flux, man.
Yeah. They also scatter enough that they, even for an AI, they don't have the reaction speed to turn, or it's not reaction speed, it's just simultaneous impacts on all sides of the ship. So their shield arc isn't wide enough to cover everything. There's one small frigate over here running away, and a couple more frigates off to the northeast. And a cruiser down here, the Brilliant class carrier. Fighting the yellow ship, which is the M12-2 class. And this primarily has kinetic damage. Except for the Ragnus Locust high explosive weapons. Actually, never mind. I was saying primary kinetic. It's doing all high explosive. Alright, wave 3. Where's the remaining remnant ship? Oh, that small thing. Or is it up here? Oh, it was up here. Looks like the remnant frigate's grouping back up with their fleet, so it's not going to divide Sinrasha's fleet any more than it has already.
Yeah, plus, if they go for anything, they're probably going to go for the first, which means either the capital dies or they can regroup in time.
Yeah. Luckily, the capital's in the front line, so it's not going to take a long time for it to group with the rest of the fleet. We just have to hope that the rest of the fleet comes in. We just hope that the fleet can come up and support it before the capital gets taken out. And last time when the capital took a bunch of damage to the side and lost some hull, it's already regenerated that and all of its armor, so it's intact once more, and at 100% CR.
Yeah,
so
I don't know if I wonder how they actually generate. It's like a ship system, or if it's they do it passively.
It is one of their passive modifications. I didn't read too fully into it to get the mechanics, but what are those lightning guns? Is that you? It has something, or is that one of something the player has?
What, the big EMP ball?
Yeah. Was that
that's one of Sinrasha's boats.
Oh, was that the big cannon here?
I think it's a ship system.
Okay. I'm just watching these two because I want to see one of those large cannons fire. Okay, it's one of those cannons, and it... Alright, yeah! It's the large cannons on these boats. It fires, and if it impacts something, it becomes a giant EMP lightning storm.
Mm. That's
cool. And it's all energy damage, so it, not kinetic, so it's not quite as effective against shields, but... Oh, high-intensity laser and Tachyon lances versus a shieldless ship. No matter how much armor you have or what ship systems you have, that is not a good combination.
Yeah, that boat's gone.
Oh. The Remnants backed off and retargeted a different ship with shields. Yeah, this ship can't even can't even start to generate soft flux through the dissipation on these ships. With the 50% flux efficiency shields they have.
Mm-hmm.
And the capital ship, I think this faction's going to do quite well right now. It's taking them a bit longer to kill the remnant fleets, but I haven't seen any of them have to deal with CR yet. And the longer the fights go, as long as they're not taking damage constantly, they're regenerating, so it's in their favor to make these fights last as long as they can without losing CR. But now the Mark 12-2 class is being surrounded. Except they're not being aggressive on it. Just, they're trying to get the high-intensity laser in range, but it's not flying directly at it, it's looping around at laser range.
I live, you shieldless behemoth.
Why are the shields facing the wrong direction for the projectiles coming in? I'm curious at that.
The AI has a weird threat calculation issue with point 8.
Alright.
It's blocking a different ship entirely.
Yeah, it's just curious, because the only ship firing at it was going right into its blind spot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an Omni shield. So... Oh, and, yeah, these just keeps... That's just permanently overloaded. There's nothing the ship can do. I mean, there's no of the player fleet's ships shooting it, but it can't do anything either. It'll get taken out eventually.
A bit better than previous weeks, but this is still, like, easily the slowest fight.
I'm gonna accelerate this a bit right now. It's just burning through the last couple in this wave.
And then we got another wave.
Yeah.
What wave are we on?
I honestly can't even remember. It's been a while since we saw the announcement.
I don't even know where I am anymore.
They've got a couple of ships left, so I think... that was wave 3. We're now on wave 4.
Okay.
So, now, we have to deal with the... What are these carriers called again? The frog-shaped ones. Not the Brilliance.
Shimmer.
The Shimmers?
I think it's a shimmer.
I can't target them yet to see. It is
Yeah, 'cause they're
the
not in range. Of
shimmer
anything.
class. Yes.
Yep, they got Sabos and Annihilators.
Oh.
Which is, don't they?
I feel like these Lestari class frigates are going to be a big threat. They look like they have the time dilation thing, but these... Oh. Yeah, those Sabos and Annihilators are just killing everything. They have Sabos, Annihilators, and it looks like they have Hurricane Mervs.
Yep.
That's a brutal combination.
Welcome to hell, Population U.
And they even have a... They have a Squall MLRS, and they have Ion Torpedo Racks and a Tropos Torpedo Racks. This is a very deadly fleet that you need to have a lot of point defense to deal with.
This fleet is missiles. It's just missiles. Like, actually, not even joking, most of the ships seem to have barely any real guns.
It's missiles and fighters.
Yep.
This is, I hope you have point defense wave. And it appears that these ships do not have appropriate point defense, and the capital is way down south. Not doing anything. That's
and
unfortunate.
if the vanilla factions have Devastator cannons, then they're probably going to do a pretty good job against this wave.
Yeah. But the Devastator cannons, it looks like all these fighters are shielded. Would the Devastators be able to go through those shields?
Yeah, actually, because the Devastator does, like, it explodes in the air.
Ah,
so
and it goes past
the
it.
shield doesn't directly block the direction of the explosion. It might just, like, one-hit the fighter.
Alright.
I don't remember the exact, like, armor and health of all the sparks and whatnot.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, this faction does not have much point defense built into it.
No. Barely any, actually.
The capital M class is chasing a frigate and a destroyer at its top speed of 24 SU per second. Meanwhile,
meanwhile on the Western Front,
what Western Front?
everyone's dying.
Actually, it looks like all the ships from the Remnants just gave up on these ships and they're going to kill the capital.
That's silly. Yeah, I'm excited to see Mid-Tech because they have a victory with all the Aegis cannons. Just meme this wave if they can make it to this.
It would be amazing if they could. But I feel like they're going to have a lot of issues with the first wave and surviving through those Reapers.
But I think Mid-Tech will be pretty good at stopping the Reapers.
Think so?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, no, you're right. The wave before this, though, with the TACAN Lances and high-intensity lasers. I think that's going to be the big trouble for Mid-Tech.
Yeah, hard to say.
We'll see when it happens. But looks now like the Squall Siege is happening.
Mid-Tech has a lot of Needlers and stuff, though. A lot of good kinetic weaponry. I think they might do alright.
You know, I think you're right. I feel like heavy kinetic at range and high explosive, like Mid-Tech would have, is going to do a lot better than the energy weapons against the Remnants.
Yeah. Low-Tech's a bit iffy because they have a lot of long-range weaponry, but it's like really slow, like burdened long-range weaponry, and a lot of it's high explosive rather than kinetic.
Yeah. I feel like Mid-Tech might actually be the best option for fighting the Remnants. Do the Remnants have high armor, or do they just have good shielding and anticipation?
No, they just have good shielding.
Yeah, then in that case, the long-range kinetic and needler and everything will do really well against them.
Yeah. High-Tech will probably not do spectacularly. There's certain waves that High-Tech would be pretty custom built. Like this wave right now, the High-Tech faction with all the Tempests and well, I mean, I guess he doesn't have Omens yet. If he did put Omens in, the Omens would just laugh at this entire wave.
Yeah. A lot of the issues I'm seeing with all these projectiles is that the enemy fighters are intercepting all of them, as Sinrasha said in chat. But it's just...
Maybe not shooting them down, but they're just making the balls hit them instead.
Yeah, and the balls are all aggroing on the fighters as well. I've seen a few volleys just chase down a single fighter and maybe not even kill it. And the fighters are also intercepting all of the lightning ball guns shots as well. So it's hitting maybe one ship out of all of them instead of disabling the enemy fleet as they would prefer to do.
Yeah, but the lightning ball's doing a lot to the fighters.
Yeah, that's true. Although, I'm actually thinking this fleet will make it through this wave.
Maybe, just barely.
I mean, these all these Ghost class ships were left alone long enough that they regenerated most of their hull and armor. since all of the remnants left them to go fight the capital and then didn't kill the capital. And now we're just starting to get lower combat readiness. So we'll see if that goes into effect next round, if it takes any longer. Yeah. It looks like these ships specialize in just overloading the enemy fleet. How much, do those do any damage when they hit, or do they just do EMP? Okay, they do still do damage.
The balls, yeah, they do damage. Quite a bit of it, actually.
Alright. Yeah, I'm loving these Overload fighters. I kind of want to find some Shadow fighters and switch out my fleet's stuff for those, because those seem really effective. Yeah,
power gamer. Yeah,
There's
that's
nothing...
all that matters to you is their effectiveness. You're not even about like cool or style. Come on, man.
They glow red and have multiple giant beams. I like them. But it looks like these Sabos are a problem for these shields. Despite having half efficiency and a good flux capacity, they can't deal with the Sabos. And they are getting... I'm not seeing the Sabos EMPing anything when they hit them in the hull here either. Was that reduced in the tournament?
There's, yes, EMP was cut in half, and there's one less actual projectile per missile.
That would make sense. So they're great at burning down shields, but if you drop your shields, they're slightly less effective than normal.
More than slightly, they're less than half as effective.
Yeah.
Because they had just too much EMP. They're like near Salamander tier EMP.
Yeah, so you can choose to either be EMP'd or be overloaded and not do anything anyways. Alright. I am thinking I might accelerate this a little bit. It's going really slowly now that the number of ships has been brought down.
Yarp.
And it looks like the Remnants don't quite have enough DPS to break through the regeneration from the looters and artifacts.
Narp.
So let's just accelerate this and look for any ship. And this one's overloading and just no one's following it up on it. It's just not taking any damage. It's just sitting there suffering.
Yep, because beam fighters don't do any whole actual damage. It's just generating flux.
You'd probably have to switch those up and do half beam fighters and half some high explosive fighter like a crate or something would be amazing. And it looks like the final ship will be overwhelmed by the just sheer amount of projectiles.
Final ship? There's like 4 more.
Or final ship on the western front. And now we can go and focus on these 2 carriers, which didn't really participate in the fight up until now.
Yeah, what's up with that? They're like the center of the fleet. Come on, guys.
Yeah, their fighters aren't even going out and hitting. They're just spinning in circles. Those fighters could have made a big difference when they were all being sieged up.
Could have, but didn't.
Yeah, all it was doing is firing its Pilum. And I can't even tell what that one has. What do these fighters have? Are these all point defense fighters, or do they have something else? IR pulse laser, and I can't tell on those ones.
The cruiser has Sabos and Annihilators, dude.
I meant the fighters that it was sending out, these things.
Oh.
So IR pulse laser, are those high explosive IR pulse lasers? No. Damage. It's saying
dude.
high something. What is it saying that's cut off there?
It just says energy.
I meant like on the top, above energy. It says IR pulse laser, parenthesis, high, ...
Yeah, that's just because they have an increased delay between firing.
Ah, okay, I wasn't sure what that said. But yeah,
like
those are all
delay
energy.
Or high cooldown, I don't remember what it is. But it's a fighter version of the IR pulse laser.
Okay. But since there's so many in a wing, it doesn't really matter. Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it does. It keeps them balanced.
True. Instead of just being a machine gun pulse laser with so many fighters using it.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to call it a good decision that this carrier lived through. That's quite possibly the worst possible option for the player fleet for what could live through a wave and survive the next one.
What?
The carrier with 4 different drone wings. Especially when they're up against the 2 Radiant class ships. So I'm accelerating until they get closer into combat, and alright. It looks like the ships are now starting to take a little bit of damage. And they're being EMP'd.
Ah, who needs him?
Yeah, this is the EMP round, followed up with the punch from the Radiant class ships, isn't it?
Yeah, the Radiants are the ones that actually do damage. The
Everything else is
cruisers
EMPs.
just EMP and annoy.
I mean, they do have some autopulse cannons and some Gauss cannons, so...
They do.
Capital ship is almost at max flux, though, which could be an issue. If it's being pressured, which it's not.
Nope. Plus it has a 30% reduced damage ship system, so it just doesn't die if it doesn't want to.
Yeah. And I might have missed it too, but I have not seen this ship's main weapon fire yet.
I haven't either.
Is it low range, or does it cost too much flux?
No idea.
I mean, it has a lot of the other projectiles, but just haven't seen it fire its main gun. Yep, its main gun is the Ultimate Annihilation something or other. It has one of them built right into the middle, right in the front, I believe.
Yes, but has it fired?
Not that I've seen. Yeah, you can see the barrel right there. It's kind of hard to see when a ship system is active, though.
Yep. I don't even know what it does.
No. I mean, it's energy-based, but I'm not sure if it's a beam or a projectile or what.
I feel like if it's a beam and it fired, we would have seen it by now.
Yeah. Yeah, everything's losing a bit of CR. We're down to 80%, and now the Radiants are starting to get in combat. Is it just me, or do the Remnants seem far less aggressive in this playthrough than the previous factions?
Yeah, they're spooked by all the projectiles flying around, I think.
That would do it. It's messing with the AI. Yeah, the Rainbow Beam ship, the Rainbow Radiant, can't even get through the shields of this. It's not generating nearly enough soft flux. It looks like this ship was going to be taken out before the Looters and Artifacts start going aggressive. I'm going to not... I keep wanting to accelerate, but I'm not sure if I should, because it still looks like some ships are surrounded.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
At least there's no ships outside of this central combat area.
Man, there's just not much happening.
Yeah, I'm going to accelerate and wait until something occurs. We're slowly taking damage over here. Oh, hull integrity 50%. Yeah, that's this Ghost class. It's being taken out by Salamanders, Autopulses, Flax, and Burst PDs. I'm gonna accelerate back and watch the middle. It's just two fleets with really good shields on either side and weapons that can't really break through them.
Yep.
Okay. So apparently the big weapon is not a beam. It's the same kind of weapon as the cruisers with the lightning aura, but I just haven't seen it fire yet.
Yeah, it's probably just a bigger version of it.
This ship is not doing too well against that the single Brilliant class.
No, it's not. It needs help.
Oh yeah. It looks like it's using its shields to try to block Salamanders and then eating a Autopulse burst to the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Man, at this
It's keeping
rate, the
shield
Remnants are gonna
inside.
run out of ammo with the Locusts.
Yeah, but... What's the... Do Remnants lose combat readiness? So they're all at 70% now.
I think they do, eventually. But they have peak performance time.
Yeah. And the combat readiness for the player fleet's already at 45%. So slowly, we're going to see malfunctions, and that might be the death knell for this fleet. And I love how there's just a duel between these ships going on, and no other ships are interfering in it. Right next to the ship.
Hey man, you gotta get big, gotta stay big, you know?
It's like these ships don't even care that their allies dying. I'm just going to accelerate. Nothing much is happening right now. And this one's just trying to fight the fighters.
They're all in malfunction range now.
Yeah. But the Remnants are just so scared to even walk up. Like, look at these ships.
I wonder what's terrifying them so much. Like, you can't just be projectiles, you know?
Do you think it's the amount of hardpoints on the capital here, and just how many tack lasers it has?
I don't think so. I mean, we've seen capitals with better armament than that.
True. I just don't know why they're being so cautious.
One of the ghosts retreated.
What?
Yeah, one of the artifacts.
Coward.
Or leader, whatever. One of the blue boys retreated.
That is, that's not good.
Not very.
And it looks like, are they still set? Yeah, they're still set to capture orders. And it's just, they're just walking away from them. How close to the edge of the map are these? They're right at the edge.
Yeah, they've been pushed to the corners.
Yeah, and the AI is not capitalizing on it. They can't retreat any further, but the AI is just not surrounding and killing them. We're down to 10% CR on the capital.
Yeah, capital's getting CR'd faster than the cruisers.
That's
what a
strange.
funny thing. Well, ships lose CR percentage at the same rate regardless of size.
Yeah, and we can just see the hull regenerating here. I have to wonder, the malfunctions on the hull, or malfunctions that damage the hull, would that be countered by the regeneration? So
it would be.
Okay. Although it looks like they're finally going aggressive on this ship, now that's at 0% CR and can't even raise its shields. Oh yeah, there goes the high-intensity lasers. There's nothing that this can do. It's just gone. And I think Wave 5 finds another victim as soon as these two are taken out. It still has 18% CR. Was that just off in the distance, not near any enemies, so it's never degraded?
It was just dueling a ship, and they were bouncing in and out of sensor range, I think, so because that wasn't always taking CR.
Ah. It's funny. The ship with 0% CR is going to live longer than the one with 11%. And I'm eating my words.
Never make predictions. Come on, don't you know that?
I know. I really gotta stop that. Vanquished
don't you know
on Wave
that nobody
5.
knows anything?
Making predictions is a quick way of proving that.
NGO!
Alright, let's see what the NGO fleet looks like now.
Red.
Besides red and black. So they have...
And Knuckles.
They have two main carriers, both with the same loadout. They've got fighter bays, or they have fighters that have autocannons, torpedoes, drill SRMs, desolator cannons, and autoguns. And in them, they have triple baryon accelerators, which have a lot of range. It's a large energy damage, and it has quite a lot of DPS. They have particle lances, which is suspected for the beam weaponry. And they do have rocket launchers, but these have limited amounts of ammo, and it's only at 36. These are probably going to go away in the first wave or two. All the drill SRMs as well. Now their cruiser here has... It's built around the Alpha Particle Lance. It's just a lance. It's a ship built to use a lance. And another one identical. They have a couple of the Vidar class battlecruisers, which are missing medium hybrid slots. Don't have anything put in the missile turrets. So these are just half fit. I think they who was it? I think An just ran out of points to use. And yeah, it's built around a artillery platform and a Quark's accelerator cannon. So these are just super high range and hope the enemy never gets close.
Yep. Not many mounts used, but he's min-maxing into the making the shield as good as possible.
These ships only have a limited use rocket launcher and nothing else.
Oof.
And it's only got 36 ammo and it fires 6 at a time. This only has 6 bursts before the ship is completely worthless
72
again.
Ammo.
72? Oh yeah, expanded missile racks. You're right. Never mind. Double what I said. Do these have... Right, yeah, these ships have the built-in torpedoes. These small ones here, I don't believe they do unless it's in their ship system. Can I check the ship system without going back to the fleet screen?
No.
Alright. And then we have a couple more of these with the Gallahorn lasers. Those things are terrifying. I've lost plenty of ships in campaigns to them. So what ship systems do these things have? Baryonic Booster, boost maneuverability and top speed. All they have are those rocket launchers. Alright, let's see how it works out.
Fascinating.
Oh, and they count as civilian
realized.
ships. They didn't even go up when you hit all. Alright.
Yeah, you gotta hit all twice.
Yeah. So, were they just to fill out the rest of the fleet because he had a few more points? Oh yeah, he's right on the edge of the points. I'm betting those were the cheapest ships he could find. And it was more worth it doing that.
Round, though.
Wait, those were from the second round?
Yeah.
Oh. Huh. Maybe they're just to capture the points early?
I don't know.
But they're running right into the Remnant fleet right now. So what are you going to do with your rocket launcher here?
Die. Oh, they're gonna get just murdered by the fighters. Literally defenseless.
It's not even firing, it's rockets.
Why would it? Everything's got shields.
You're going to die if you don't.
No, they're gonna die anyway.
Okay, you're going to die anyway, so at least fire your rockets. Oh, and it just got its rocket launcher disabled. Its only weapon disabled. Alright, it's just going to be soloed by that Lumen class. Was it really worth it to use a torpedo on that thing?
It is to send a message.
Don't use this? Oh wow. Those Reapers didn't even dent that shield. How will the Sayboats?
That's because you min-maxed the shit out of those shields. You got 26,000 capacity.
Ah. Yeah, that would do that. That's just taking Reapers and Sayboats and ignoring it. Okay, you should stop ignoring it now. Your flux is getting quite high.
Well, yeah, it's got like one gun and a big shield. That's the whole
you
ship
have a
right
point.
now.
This one, though, you're in a bit of trouble. You don't have a fleet covering you. And your carriers are all way back here. The Vidar-class battlecruisers just used their I can't talk today. Baryonic drive to get into the battle and left all their supporting ships behind.
Yeah, Western Front not doing too well today.
No. Everything seems to die on the Western Front. Maybe ships should just stop going in there.
Yeah. Hug the Eastern Wall, please. It's the only safe place.
Oh, they're losing one of their big 2 battlecruisers on wave 1. That's not good.
You hate to see that happen.
Yeah, you expect to lose some smaller ships, not one of your big 2 damage ships. And those beams, those are deadly. They just have to rely. You know, I feel like these are just a discount Chevalier from the Knights Templar right now.
They're just fat, red Chevs.
Yes, that can only fire once every 10 seconds or so. 20 seconds, maybe. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Though I've lost quite a few ships to those beams. Those are deadly. It's just the AI has to use them.
It's like a microwave.
Yeah, it's it's an interesting appearance to it as well. It doesn't look like a beam. It looks like it's flickering constantly.
Oh, it's because it is flickering constantly, my dude.
Well, yeah, but I haven't seen a beam do that before in this game. Although I'm gonna say that is screwing with me, since I have the light show mod and the beam weapons are color-coded to damage type. That makes me think that that's explosive, even though it's an energy type, because it's a giant red beam.
I agree. It'd be nice if people would continue with the light show style of lighting for energy weapons.
The
It's
color
not
coding
required, but it'd be nice for internal consistency, you know?
Yeah. And according to that, those small lasers in front are point defense or fragmentation damage, because they are orange. But
It'd just be nice for readability.
Yeah. Those fighters are... Those fighters have have 8 autocannons on each one? What? Okay.
Yeah, they're a bit silly. Also, as Tart mentions, there's quite a few missile beams that flicker. Like the Glocks. The Morpheus beam doesn't flicker though. That's a constant fire. SCPB, I don't remember what that is off the top of my head from supercharged pulse beam. Yeah, the Psi beam, and that flickers.
I don't really see that weaponry much. I should play more factions. I should do faction-based playthroughs so I get to see all their unique weaponry.
Birchell's flicker. So that's 2 beams from Diabol Avionics that flicker, and 1 from Psi. Basically, Tart makes flickering beams a lot.
Alright. So basically, I'm just a heathen who hasn't experienced the culture of the flickering beams.
You just don't have culture.
How is that one of the frigates that had only rocket launcher is still alive until now?
Yeah, it's called a screening frigate, my dude.
It fired its rockets.
To screen and scream.
Well, it did one of those things. Oh, I think I found out how they lived. I found the other one. Way in the corner.
Way away, away, away. Hiding.
Right, I'm going to accelerate this because it's just hunting down the last few.
NGO's got slow ships.
Now, Wave 2, after losing a few of their large ships and then being split hard.
Only lost the 1.
Which is like a fifth of their...
a sixth of their capitals, yeah.
And they're about to lose this ship as well. And they lost one of their chav... or versions of their chav. That's unpleasant. I don't even know if NGO's gonna make it through Wave 2, honestly.
At this rate, I mean, they're leaning very heavily into capitals, which means they're very slow. The Remnants have complete control of the battlefield.
Mm-hmm. All they have to do is send one ship out, or a couple ships to distract the main fleet, and then surround whatever capital's off by itself.
Yep. It's like a bunch of lions hunting buffalo. Or whatever exists in Africa that isn't buffalo, because buffaloes are North American.
Yeah, the other,
Yeah, the other big game. The ones that lions eat.
I have no idea, because I'm in North America as well. And we don't have lions here.
Last I checked, we don't. No, we got cougars. We got mountain lions.
For how long, though? And in, like...
mountain lions don't die. Come on, man. They're not going to go extinct. They're durable little cats.
That's true. Alright, so it looks like the rest of the NGO fleet was grouped and then split up again. But we have the high kinetic damage fighters focusing on the Remnant fighters rather than burning through the shields. You know, if the capitals stay grouped, I think they can make it through this wave. Especially with those alpha particle lances. I used those intensively in my campaign playthrough. I have a Pandemonium with 4 of them on it. It's a little bit silly. But we just have to hope that they, I feel like they lost most of their damage dealers.
Most? Yeah, I mean, they still have the fighters. The fighters are a big point, but the fighters have a lot of HE weaponry, other than the autocannon one, which are a bit silly. They don't do very much against shielded targets.
No.
So
I'm not really seeing a good way to break through other than these fighters, even then it takes them a while to break through the shields. And we just lost another Faceti class, which has the Alpha Particle Lance. And we lost both of the Gallahorn carrying cruisers, which I forgot what their class was called. But that's just... they're lacking a lot of damage unless their fighters all swarm the same target like that. And it looks like they're being overwhelmed a little bit by the Sabots, or just by the ion beams. Do they even have Sabots this round? No. It's the Mjolnirs and the ion beams.
Yeah, this is the 3rd round, right? They're basically invested in the beams. Next round,
Next round's a missile spam.
Ooh, next round I don't know if they're gonna make it.
He's baryonic driving away. Ooh. Well, yeah, those fighters are doing work. I'm wondering why,
the autocannons? Yeah.
all of them.
Yeah.
Just the autocannons, Starburst Torpedo, Squall SRMs, the auto guns. Wait, do they have any high explosive?
4 autocannons might be a bit much for a fighter. Just a thought.
Yeah, high explosive autocannons on this one.
High explosive autocannons.
I was looking, it said autocannon, damage, high explosive.
Strange.
This fighter has high explosive autocannons.
Okay.
Alright. Accelerate time. Wave 3. When the majority of their fleet's gone and they're split hard again. That is,
Yeah.
I don't have much hope for this fleet right now. Alright, let's stop the time acceleration. And, oh! It looks like these ion beams and PD lasers are just gonna circle it. And this ship does not have enough point defense. It's built around the Alpha Particle Lance, but...
Yep, it's gun, shield, nothing else.
Yeah. And was that its gun getting disabled just now? Third beam generator disabled, coil gun disabled. Yep, they have too many ion beams circling it. And shield doesn't cover enough of it. It's getting surrounded. Oh, we lost a Gull Topper. Where? Here, maybe? Alright. At least we're going through some of the Remnants ships, but there's no NGOs making it through here. Their carriers are just sitting there, speeding out fighters, but there's not enough fighters to really deal with that many Remnants. And as soon as that shield drops, that high-intensity laser is just going to strafe across the surface and take out whatever armor it's got left. Unless it's helpfully blocked by that Fulgent class. And now they get surrounded. They have 3 ships left. They're doing quite well for only having 3 ships, but...
Well, they are 3 capitals.
I mean, 1 capital died in Wave 1, so...
And 1 capital died in Wave 2. And 1 capital died in Wave 3.
I think a lot more than 1 capital died in Wave 3.
They only have the 6 capitals.
And
so they can't lose one on that. They lost the cruisers.
Isn't this Wave 3 right now, though?
Is it?
I think this is Wave 3, so they're going to lose all the rest of their capitals in Wave 3.
Well, what I said is still true. They've lost 1 capital in Wave 3. We'll watch if they lose a 4th.
Actually, those fighters are being surprisingly tanky.
Yeah.
That is going to do fine as long as it keeps the shield up, but the carriers here... I feel like what's saving it is that the Remnants are clustering too much, and they're blocking each other's line of fire.
Yeah, they're all hiding. They're all kind of cowering for the carrier.
Oh, it's venting, and are we going to see aggression? Nope, they don't have any missiles or Reapers, torpedoes, anything to take advantage of that vent state. Let's see if NGO can make it to Wave 4. If they do, it's going to be because of their fighters, and they'll just barely just limp across the line.
This is a desperate struggle.
Yeah, there's a bunch of fighters grouping around these carriers now, but... they just need to abuse their fighters and not get surrounded and take beams to the exposed engines, and they should be fine. They're slowly damaging them down, but both of the carriers are also losing combat readiness now.
This is so slow.
Yeah, I'm accelerating time. Alright, it looks like the Remnants are slowly getting picked off and grouped up on by the fighters. But this Wodan class is not having a good time, even with just beams on it.
A lot of beams. Way too many beams. Beams.
Too many beams on the dance floor. And it's venting right in front of beams. That was not a good time to vent, friend. You just killed yourself.
Oh, that was a very fun and interactive fight.
Let's see. Can the carrier and the last remaining capital take out the second last remnant ship? Nope, there's 3.
They broke the pattern. They had to lose a second capitalist. Man, oh man.
You know, those ships with the Galahar energy beams, were those capitals as well?
Yep.
Then they lost far more than 2.
No, I said there were 2. Wait, no. Oh no, the triangle things are cruisers. I don't know these things by name, dude.
Ah.
This fleet has 2 of every ship it has a variant of, except for the frigates. They had 3.
Yes. So, where are the remaining remnant ships to trigger the next wave? What? Why are you here? Is this a ship? Is this a single NGO fighter that they're chasing? There's a single NGO fighter trying to retreat that the remnants are chasing.
Awesome.
They don't even know where they are.
What a good fight.
What do I do here?
Cry.
Oh, did they finally kill it? No. Fun and interactive.
Oh my lord.
Has this happened before in this tournament?
No.
And this is still at 100% CR, so we're not waiting for that to degrade.
Alright,
The
the CR is not going to degrade because they don't have enemies within their sensor range.
Do these have enemies? Oh crap, they're not even sensed because the fighter doesn't give us a sensor field.
Exactly. There's nothing to make the CR go down.
Can I give an order to these and tell them to scout down there?
Try it.
Oh, I might be able to. Come on, can we do this, please? Nope, they re-aggroed. They reordered.
Of course they did. Okay, next plan.
Console command. Can I use it?
Manual fly one of the ships over there.
Oh, God. Alright, which one's faster? You. Can I take control of a ship? Or will if I do that, will that ruin the next play? Because I can't leave the ship after.
You'll autopilot again afterwards. We're just trying to clear this wave.
Yeah. Alright, I'm taking control of this thing. We have to get through this wave. Why are you turning left?
Needs an adult, and we're gonna be that adult. Now it's gonna keep trying to reactivate autopilot. So you gotta keep holding buttons.
Okay, is it just me or is the is the starfield really messing up here?
Is the what?
Oh, okay, it's the free cam that's screwing up for me.
Oh, you're still on free cam, yeah.
Turning free cam. I can't get off of it. I'm in linked or dragged.
Press Alt.
It? Oh, okay. I've never had to get rid of that before, so.
Chart says console command dev mode and take control of the fighter.
Dev mode. Alright. How do you activate dev mode? Is that just DEV MODE?
I have no idea.
Dev mode now enabled. Oh, crap. Okay, that just ended it.
Tart!
Tart! Why? Admin command. Oh. Yep, so pressing escape to get out of console just ended the fight. Ah. This is a cluster.
Oh, man.
So are we gonna redo that, or do we just accept that they're going to that they won that wave and died in the next one?
I mean, they clearly won that wave, and I don't think they're gonna make one.
Yeah.
Does anyone disagree? What wave was that?
Yeah.
3 or 4?
That was wave 3.
That was wave 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 points.
No, wait, that was wave 3 they were going to finish, I believe.
Yeah, wait. Oh yeah, that was wave 3 they're gonna finish.
So let's put it up there. Tart,
3
you
points
were
for him.
controlling this. Do we redo it, or do we continue the next one and give them 3 points? Leave that one up to you. But let's find out. These ships are what I was talking about. Are these a capital?
Or what the capital?
The Time Dollar class NGO gatekeepers.
Oh, dude, the NGO gatekeeper. Those are capitals, dude.
All right, then yeah, they lost more than one each round because they had a total of 6 cap.
Yeah, I was saying they had
Okay.
6 capitals. They lost one wave 1, one wave 2, and then
Yeah.
lost all the rest.
All right.
Come on, man.
Yeah, in that case-
I narrated it all.
Yeah.
Next fleet.
Yeah, let's go to IFED. If we have to, we'll redo that at the end, but let's switch to IFED and do that now. So, the IFED
The
fleet.
fleet with like a dozen capitals that are all ostensibly cruisers.
Yeah. So, these capitals, they have fighters, where there are 4 fighters in a wave, and each fighter has 2 harpoon MRMs.
Yeah, because that works.
So, there are 8 harpoons, 16 harpoons, 24 harpoons on one ship. Plus,
Ava says disable dev mode before we continue.
you are very correct.
You can only do it while in Battlescape.
Alright, so I'm going to play mission, disable in dead mode, then redo the mission.
Probably what's going to happen.
Let's control backspace, ends that. Alright. I can't get to the dev mode to disable it. It just ends it before I can get to it.
Professional stream!
Professional quality stream.
Oh,
Alright.
boy.
How do we get rid of dev mode?
Oh, no!
Does dev mode change anything? No, you know what? Let's just try it. If dev mode changes nothing, we're fine with it. We're just leaving it on, as long as I don't click any ship. Yes. Don't press escape. Wait. Does control disable dev mode? Or end the fleet? No, it doesn't. Alright. It's backspace. They have 797,000 out of 800,000. So, don't hit backspace, got it. Alright. So they have a bunch of fighters with ridiculous amounts of Sabot spam, because these fighters, they don't have a single Sabot. They have 2 full Sabot racks, or Sabo racks
Yep.
each.
6 Sabos and a fighter. And there's 2 fighters.
So 12 Sabos per wing, at an 8 ordnance point cost.
IFED, what a fantastic fleet.
IFED returns, and their capital ships teleport.
Yeah, of
Or
course, the
face
capital
skimmer.
ships that have less pixels than most cruisers and
Oh wow.
cost about as much as a cruiser.
Harpoon spam. Yeah. Takes 3 wings of... Alright, do not press control. I don't left click it up. Okay, let's zoom in, but I will not press control at all during this setup here. So the capital ships are in front, and they have a lot of guns and really good flux dissipation.
2 of the capitals are in front.
Yeah. And
Tongo, you're right. Sabos should cost 0 OP. I don't
What
know
about the-
why they cost anything. They're not very good.
I mean, what about the harpoons? Oh, where'd it go?
Harpoons are too easy to shoot down.
Okay, that is a very long range. Is that a face skimmer, or is that a point-and-click teleport destination?
It's a Hyperion teleporter.
Oh,
Like, it's just the Hyperion's teleporter.
okay. That's terrifying. So,
Welcome.
Shogun class at 90% hull. Where is that? Oh, we lost a Mercury. It was too far up ahead by itself, and I'm guessing it ate some Reapers. I did not catch that.
Yeah, it did. I saw it just now.
Okay. Yeah, more
Too
Reapers
much
coming in.
defense for all this harpoon spam.
That's true. They have... I feel... The Remnants have the greatest chance of any of the fleets dealing with all the harpoon spam with their first PD drones.
I mean, Derelicts did pretty well with the fact that they had Aegis and Devastator cannons all over the place without reason.
But, yes, they did, but can you deal with that many harpoons on that many fighters? How did IFED deal against the Derelicts anyways? I didn't tune into the Underdog stream.
IFED got to the 8th wave.
Oh! Wow.
Against Derelicts. Yeah, they almost fought the walls.
So, BlackRock made it the furthest and no one else did?
No one else made it, Pat. No one else made it as far as BlackRock, correct.
Alright. That Kumaraja was a hero.
Even though Diable could have made it to the walls pretty easily, but
They just got
shafted.
RNG down.
Hoorah.
Yeah, those look like artillery swarmers, but they're actually harpoons.
Yeah. Welcome to IFED. This is what happens when missiles cost 0 ordnance points.
Yeah, don't worry, they're point defensing all the missiles with the wreckage of their other ships. Yeah, these fighters that have the harpoons, they also have Vulcan cannons. They're not even bombers. They have weapons without having to use their missiles. Wow, that is a really split IFED fleet, though.
Yeah, they'll be fine. IFED has been the best underdog fleet every week.
I don't expect anything different than this week, to be honest.
It's just
Although,
a
are they
copy
gonna...
paste. It's just a copy paste port to 0.8. The faction has the old school style of balance. It isn't. So.
Oh,
yeah.
He got an assist on his own ship.
Nice, good job.
Yeah, yeah. Tart has a good point. The IFED have so many ships, and all of them are huge. Although I'm not seeing as much harpoon spam now. Oh, there it is. I shouldn't have said anything. Harpoon and Sabo. And they retarget. So, it doesn't even matter if they're all fired at the same target and they are overkilling it.
I kind of agree with him, Tart. I mean, in an endurance match, no one ever wants to use a limited ammo weapon.
No,
it's just not a smart idea.
That's why we have reloading harpoons.
Though a lot of these ships do have harpoon racks and launchers.
Yeah.
So I guess...
Yeah, I want to see the final wave. I'm actually rooting for IFED right now, because I want to see them get to the end.
Look at all those harpoons. Yeah, if anyone's going to see the final wave, it's going to be IFED. I mean, obviously, because there's only one left, but...
Yes. But they have to get through the Rainbow Radiant to get there. The Gatekeeper.
Tart agrees, you want to see Wave 6.
What did you do, Tart?
Oh, I'm sure we know what he did. I don't think it takes much.
I've never fought high-tier Remnants. I've never even seen one in game. I have no idea what I'm getting into if we get to Wave 6.
Have you ever seen a battle station?
No, I have not.
I am almost certain it's going to be battle station. Probably.
I have never seen a Remnant battle station. Although this ship is that's pretty ballsy right there. Just soloing the entire enemy fleet by yourself and not taking any hull damage yet. How much armor do these things have? Oh, he finally took some hull damage, did he? Oh, yep, I see. 35 hull.
Huh.
From high-intensity laser.
Yep, behind they actually it wasn't the high intensity lasers with the damage, it was like something
Really?
else.
I thought it was this
Then
guy's
the high
hill.
intensity did do a little bit more damage. It had taken damage prior to that.
You know, he has a teleport. He can just leave whenever he wants.
It costs flux.
He's got some flux right now. Oh, thanks for the follow, Python. Yeah, I mean, I suppose he didn't have to teleport because he really hasn't taken any damage. Apparently, our martyr pilot lives on in this IFED capital ship.
Yep, shields, who needs them?
Obviously not him, since...
Right from the side of the ship with beams, and it doesn't care.
No, it really doesn't. Oh, there's his teleport, and he just used it to turn, so he gets his full on, all of his weapons firing at him. Do you know what the weapon arcs on the, IFED ships are like? Are they all pointing forward, or do they want a broadside?
I don't know, man. I've never used the faction.
Okay.
Like I said, they have I think, the balanced design of their era. They aren't balanced.
Were the other factions back then, not balanced as well?
Oh, dude, have you seen BlackRock back in the day?
No, I didn't, unfortunately.
Nevermore's Tokyo drifting to initial D at like 300-400 SU.
Oh, with the really fast
it
antimatter
was a
blaster as well?
different time, alright? It was a different time. So I'm not complaining about IFED being like unbalanced because that's just how it was back then.
But it hasn't been rebalanced to the current state of the game yet.
No, it's just a copy-paste port to point A.
Yeah, they're just grouping up and taking out whatever ships they can. Although we are losing some hull on some of our backline ships, but those are all these ships are just built around hypervelocity drivers. And I'm gonna fast forward and just go through taking out the last few. All right, wave 3 complete. Now into wave 4. That was really quick.
There was almost a car crash outside my building.
Was that the honks? Well, was that all the car noises I was hearing?
Yeah, that was the honking and the skidding noise.
Wow.
Somebody probably cut someone off during a red light or something.
Harpoon spam? How was harpoon spam fare against massive fighter swarm with beams? And missiles?
It'll fare.
I mean, they have so many ships, they're not going to get overwhelmed by so many missiles.
You say that.
It's accelerated a bit until we get into combat. Or the ships teleport forwards. Alright, they jump straight into combat.
Of course they do. They gotta suppress the fighters so that their own fighters can have a chance.
It looks like they're gonna have some trouble with the Squall LMLRS though.
Everyone does. The Squall's a very mean weapon.
Yes. They do have limited ammo though, so if they can survive long enough, that's just they lost another Shogun class there to missile spam. Looks like that was all just
They are not gonna run out of
LMLRS.
ammo with the Squall. That takes so long, especially with expanded missile rack.
True. And I'm pretty sure that almost all of these have expanded missile racks with how many they're firing off. What are those guns? What do you have? Lancer torpedoes? Oh. You are not having a good day right now.
Oh, it just teleports away from the ion torps. I just saw that. That was a good teleport.
I didn't even catch that. Good dodge, though.
Like, they were
It's flamed
inches
out,
away
too.
from it. He just zoops away.
Yeah, Hyperion teleports are ridiculous.
Zoop.
Yeah, they just lost another one of their capital. That's a 360-degree shield, but the Antares class is gone. How's the Titan doing up here? It's being surrounded.
Titans are fine.
I don't think this Titan's fine.
Titan is fine. Titan is fine.
Sure, Titan is fine. Well, Titan wasn't fine until all the missiles started retargeting fighters instead of the Titan. I'm beginning to think that this Titan is not actually fine.
It'll be fine.
Oh yeah, it just teleports away again.
Told you.
Maybe the rest of its fleet will take on the Remnants before the, Oh, you have Reapers. Alright.
Yeah,
Oh, you have
they
a
got,
Cyclone Reaper
Typhoons.
launcher. It'll take you quite a long time to burn through all those Reapers. Oh my god, those harpoons.
Harpoon, harpoon, harpoon.
There's nothing that you can do about that.
Woo! Look at all those harpoons.
Not only is it a harpoon spam, after the harpoons are sent at you, you just have fighters surrounding you, hitting you with Vulcans constantly.
So many harpoons, the video compresses.
Ha! Wow. Are there any problems with the stream, or is it still at a solid 1080?
No, it's fine. Whatever.
Okay.
But it will artifact compress when you upload it to YouTube. Trust me. It's done it every time with iFed.
Ah.
Surprisingly, it doesn't do it as badly on Artifact because I guess I don't know.
The Titan is fine for now. Is it just soloing all these ships?
I need you to repeat after me. The Titan is fine. The Titan is fine. The Titan is fine.
Reaper. Oh.
Fine.
Oh wow. That
fine.
Titan is lucky. That Titan's not fine, it's lucky.
It's fine. Perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine, as it's missing 75% of its
right?
hull.
Hyperion knew what it was. Not Hyperion. The Titan knew what it was doing.
I still feel like a capital ship shouldn't have the Hyperion teleport.
No, it shouldn't. I never said that this faction was balanced. I've been saying the opposite.
Oh, wait, why'd you teleport away? It's at... That was calculated too, I'm guessing?
It's still fine. Its hull status is critical, but it's fine.
Who needs a hull anyways?
Where's the other Titan?
Wave 5! Way back here.
Ooh, is it shut down?
No, it's at a full hull.
No, I mean shut down as in it's not doing anything.
Oh.
Or no, they're just engaged with things down south.
Yeah, no, they just...
It's coming back.
They have enough ships that they have 2 full fleets.
Oh yeah, they're fine.
They're fine. Although the Rainbow Radiance making sure that this ship is not fine.
It'll be fine.
This ship is not fine.
Nah, rabble.
Alright. Man, the amount of missiles and sabos they have is just so strong.
It dies for a cause.
Yeah, don't worry. If iFed loses this fleet, they still have this fleet back here.
Yeah, they
Oh, the other Titan's in the battle now. It just Hyperion teleported across the entire map. We're losing a lot of ships, though, for iFed. Easy. Just, if you want a fleet with all Hyperion teleporters, just make a fleet of only Titans.
And Hyperions, maybe, I guess. I mean, you can. Alright, so they're just going to pick off all the cruisers, which will slowly diminish the fighter supply, and once the fighter supply is down, then it'll basically be mano-a-mano with the capitals.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see the battle station, boys.
We're going to make it to round 6. Titans are just fine.
Shadowy's right, the cause is to siege round 6. That's why they're sacrificing themselves, so others can live on to die later.
Will iFed win round 6, though?
Ha!
Okay, I guess not. Not in the harpoon spam.
Solo easy. That Titan is gonna do it. It's doing its job, alright? Look at all those Sabo bombers are just... Ooh. Ooh.
I mean, the greatest point defense...
Proper Sabos that, like, only have the 1 second delay on firing. That fighter just fired 2 Reapers each.
Yep, those fighters carry 2 Reapers each, and there's 2 in a wing. So it's 4 Reapers per fighter wing.
iFed, are you okay?
Final wave!
Did someone hurt you, iFed?
What is that?
What is what? A battle station?
What is this?
I can't see it yet. Oh, that's not a battle station.
That's not a battle station.
Bart, you lied
Wait,
to me.
what? Is that a teleporting mod Paragon?
Oh my god, it's one of the arcade bosses.
What? This has...
Bart,
this has 2 Juger heavy cannons, 1 Aeronet accelerator, 2 Joyous fractal lasers, Crucifix MRMRAs, 6 of them. I will go back on my previous statement. Titan is not fine. Titan is not fine. The Zeus has arrived.
No Titan will be fine.
No Titan. Titan is not fine.
Tart, what have you done?
That is not okay. Nothing will ever be fine ever again.
Oh no!
Will the Prime League make it back to that point?
No Prime League will ever make it even close to this, man. Wave 6 only, the final wave only exists to make the, to make the underdog leagues cry.
Titan is fine for now. Wait, what's going on in the lower right?
Death.
Wait. Titan is not fine.
Titans will never be fine.
Titan is not fine.
One of the Titans already died, dude.
Yep. I missed it. Titan is not fine. The Zeus has not entered the battle yet. It's teleporting. Where's it going? Where did it go? Oh! So,
there.
The, I guess the Zeus has a response to the Titan's teleport behind you. It teleports behind it.
2 joy use
Oh!
lasers.
Oh, that Titan is not fine. That Titan is not fine at all. There is
Roblox
nothing more
step
painful
noise.
than that. Oh, those... Oh my god. Wait. That's not even a normal teleport. That damages everything and knocks it back.
Yes, it does.
Did you... Did that Zeus just teleport into that ship, send it flying back, and then detonate it as it hit its ally for the extra explosion damage?
You bet your ass it did.
Wow.
Have you ever played arcade?
Oh my god. No, I have not.
This is what you fight in arcade. Shit like this.
This reinforces my decision to not play arcade.
No, arcade's amazing.
I'll have to play arcade. Oh my god, it's just killing everything. What can be done? Where's the
Nothing can be
harpoon
done.
spam? Where's the Sabo spam? So, next AI tournament, can we play as the Remnants and get this ship?
Playing as Remnants would be awful. And also, Zeus isn't Remnant.
I don't care. This is...
Why does it have so many crucifixes? That's just...
It only has 6 in the medium slots. I haven't seen it use either of its Juger heavy cannons yet. Accelerate time a little
This
bit.
is only one of many bosses in arcade. I don't even think it's one.
Oh. Yeah, the rest of the ships just can't handle the normal Remnants either.
They're shook.
And what are these things that are just accelerating around with a 360-degree shield? Helios class. Are those the arcade ships you play as?
Zoom in on one of them. It looks like it, yeah, those are the arcade.
And they have 4 of them.
Yes! Yeah, they got 2 large, 2 medium, and 2 small slots.
Okay then. There is no beating this fleet ever. Yeah, the arcade Hyperions I feel did more work than the Zeus did. That's amazing. Those things are terrifying. And...
This is how we do it.
Wow. 6 arcade frigates? I thought it was only 4.
No, they're done with this. Oh, yeah. Didn't he see 6?
I only saw
didn't see
4.
6. Scroll down, you'll see them.
Or is it these ones? Helios Class Warrior Artifact?
The ones that aren't dead.
Yeah, I only saw 4.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
the arcade ship, and there's only 4 of them.
What would happen if there was a wave of just 4 of those?
They would probably win.
Probably. Well then.
Each one has a different variant too, which makes me happy.
They all have different variants?
Yeah.
Yep, Helios Class Warrior, Helios Class Iron Artifact, Hulk Artifact. Yeah. Okay. Those are terrifying.
So that was something, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I think that was a little bit scarier than a battle station. Just a bit. But I don't think anyone will ever make it as far as I fed.
No.
Ah, crap, I can't check Zeus. I can't check the Zeus variant, I've already left. I'm sorry. Damn. I wish I knew what that was called. I can't check it without going through all of it, can I?
Now, it is your sworn duty to edit together a Primo Victoria montage of that wave.
Yeah, it's not for the 30
Either
second
you
delay,
do it
it'll
or
be
you give it
fine.
to someone else who does it, because it has to happen.
So, anyone willing to edit some stuff together from the VOD? I have absolutely no video editing skills. I can record it and I can stick it on YouTube, but beyond that, it's out of my realm of expertise. And that is the last of the Underdogs.
Goodbye. Have a beautiful time.
So, wait, what did each faction get? You marked that down, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. So IFED with their my pencil. IFED got 5 points. NGO got 3 points. Looter/Artifact got 4 points. Meddlesome got 2 points. Knight Templars got 4 points. And Disassemble Reassemble plus Arsenal Expansion got 3 points.
That's actually a pretty nice spread of values. The only
Yes,
real
this is
outlier is IFED.
they're not even an outlier. I mean, there's 2 for every score landing, except for 2 and 5. Yeah, that's a perfectly fine normal curve.
Yeah. That's actually a really good curve. But I feel like that's more the how brokenly overpowered the Zeus and the Artifact frigates were. Rather than having a balanced last wave.
Yeah.
Because
Did anyone
nothing's
really
beating
expect
that.
otherwise with IFED?
No. I mean, even if IFED was fresh and had every ship, I still think they would lose that final wave.
I don't. It's a Zeus, dude,
Yeah.
It's a
Zeus
Zeus.
kills everything.
and 4 artifact frigates.
Yeah. Good evening, Murtog. You came in at the very end of the tournament, unfortunately. So, that is the end of the Underdog tournament.
Mortog missed the best thing. Oh, he'll see it in the VOD.
Yeah, I'll get the VOD up.
And upload it to like all the places, man.
Yep, I'm uploading that to YouTube right after I end this, but thank you for tuning in, and we will see you for the next stream.
I love you.
I'm sure you do. I hope that's directed to all of them, and I'm sure it is.
Wink.
Thank you all, and on that note, good night.